it in its entirety. The grand home run to be the difference.
The 2005 season has seen its share of blistering records. Andrew Hines went thermal and threw down the first 6. And Kurt Johnson continues to be the hottest in pro stock. And Robert Hight is on fire and going to the showdown in Indy. Tony Schumacher lit his candle and pushed 337. But this weekend, the only records have been set by the weatherman. That's right, baby. It's hot outside. Temperatures over 100 degrees. We're in Memphis. So if you can't stand the heat, get back in the kitchen. Or believe me, it is cooler. This exclusive broadcast is available in high definition on ESPN2 HD. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, presents exclusive coverage of the $50 million NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. Today from Memphis Motorsports Park in Memphis, Tennessee, the 18th running of the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. And to give you an idea how scorching, blistering hot it is, you walk on the asphalt, you can feel the heat just coming up through your shoes. Everybody doing whatever they can to stay cool, calm, collected, but not many of us are succeeding. It is blistering. Let's talk a little Top Fuel. Doug Kalitta is in championship form, leading the pack in Top Fuel with a career best 5 wins this season, including taking out Tony Schumacher and Larry Dixon en route to 2 straight. Kalitta has turned up the wick of the championship candle. Can anybody snuff it out?
Nobody is hotter than Doug Kalitta in Top Fuel right now, and today he will go for his 3rd consecutive race win in a row. But to do that in Memphis is going to be a tall order. Consider, first of all, that Dougie is a bottom half qualified car. His teammates, Dave Grubnick and Scott Kalitta, also 9th or worse. That's a position this team has never started from before, ever. Secondly, nobody named Kalitta has ever won here at Memphis Motorsports Park. And finally, if this man right here can get by Melanie Troxel, that's the Don Schumacher car in round number 1, he faces a potential round 2 matchup with Larry Dixon, a guy who's been to 5 consecutive finals here at Memphis Motorsports Park. Indeed, the heat is on Doug today, but if he can live up to the heat of the moment, you'd best believe that it's the competition who'll be left hot under the collar by day's end. Gary Gerould.
And Dave, on this blazingly hot day here in Tennessee, the first pair that come down the track may be the marquee matchup of the first round of Top Fuel. The guinea pigs, if you will. Brandon Bernstein against Morgan Lucas. Now, Brandon this year has 2 wins in the heat and at night at St. Louis, and then he repeated a few weeks later at Seattle. Consequently, in the last 5 events, he has jumped to 4th in the points chase, up from 7th. As for Morgan Lucas, he's been to the finals 3 times this year, but he's still looking for that elusive first ever career victory. He lost to Brandon in the heat at night at St. Louis, but Morgan's still smarting from a first round setback at Brainerd just a week ago. The key today in the heat, which of the veteran crew chiefs will work their magic the best? Will it be Tim Richards, or will it be John Stewart and Jim Dupuis for Morgan Lucas? We're about to find out in just a moment.
All right, thanks, Gary. Hello again, everybody. Marty Reed alongside with 22-time national event winner Mike Dunn. Let's give you the details. Yesterday, we set a record, 104 degrees. We checked with the medical personnel. They treated 60 people for heat, sent 17 of them to the hospital. Does that give you an idea how hot it is here? What do we expect today, Mike?
We're going to expect more of the same. I mean, and that gave crew chiefs and drivers just fits yesterday. It's going to be a little bit cooler. As you can see, 98 degrees. Track temperature still 130 degrees. That is going to be very, very difficult for these crew chiefs to try to get these cars hooked up when they're trying to make over 7,000 horsepower. So you're probably going to see some of the drivers maybe have to help them out if we get in those tire smoking battles between the 2 teams.
Let's take a look at the matchups. You heard Gary talk about Brandon Bernstein and Morgan Lucas. The winner gets possibly Tony Schumacher, maybe Bobby Lagana Jr., depending on what happens there. And over on the other side, Melanie Troxel, we talked about her, and who else strikes you?
Well, I mean, that's just a big matchup with Melanie and Doug Kalitta right now. Team Schumacher would like nothing better than to be able to take out Doug, but Doug's awfully tough on race day.
And as we come back trackside, Morgan Lucas makes his burnout. Here comes Brandon Bernstein. You talk about butterflies, you don't know what to expect. This was where we were yesterday in qualifying in the 3rd session. Temperature about the same, track temperature in the high double digits. And as we get ready, let's talk about the championship, because after qualifying, it is now Doug Kalitta having the Richard over Tony Schumacher by 64 points. Larry Dixon now 139 back, and then there's Brandon in 4th and Morgan in 6th place, with Scott Wines rounding out the top 10.
You know, even though Brandon Bernstein is a higher qualified car, Morgan Lucas this weekend has had the better car. He went down the racetrack all 4 of his qualifying runs. He just didn't run the big number like Brandon did. Basically, you know, Morgan went and ran a 469. Brandon ran that 467. Brandon did not do that till the last session last evening. So right now, Tim Richards probably isn't real comfortable with his hot weather setup right now as opposed to Morgan. But, you know, it's the first pair out. We've said it a million times. I'm going to say it again. Anything can happen.
Morgan Lucas got his first ever round win 1 year ago right here in Memphis. He wants another one right now. At the expense of Brandon Bernstein. Morgan goes 4.98 seconds. You saw him hazing the tires, and there's Tim Richards, exactly what you were talking about. A frustrated Kenny Bernstein.
You know, it's just tough being the first pair out on a hot racetrack like this. We saw the same thing in St. Louis. I mean, these conditions are extremely warm. It's extremely tricky. Right about that point, you're trying to bring that clutch in, and you saw Brandon just smoke the tires very hard on the right side of your screen. Morgan Lucas did the same thing, but did not spin the tires as hard. He pedaled it, got it to recover a little bit better than Brandon did because his drove into the smoke a little bit easier, so that allows the driver to be able to catch it a little bit better. Right there, starts hazing tires, puts the cylinder out, he gets out of the throttle, gets back on it. It hazes him a little bit again, but at that point, he just legs it to the end and into the second.
For Brandon Bernstein, his 5th first-round loss of the year as we get ready now for Doug Coletta and Melanie Troxel. But first, let's go to Gary at the far end.
Morgan, you're setting up there. You know that this is the hottest, slickest track that you've had to contend with all weekend. What were your thoughts as you got ready to launch? How concerned were you?
Well, to be honest with you, the car in qualifying, the first run on Friday, the first run Saturday, went right down the track, no problems, and it was kind of about the same temperature, but I think the track's a little looser right there, and that's part of the problem being the first pair out. But Brandon, great team to race against, and you know, they're also Lucas Oil users, and, you know, we use Keystone Auto Parts, though, so yeah, that's just how we roll. We're just trying to do our best out here. Things started spinning the tires, felt like in the middle of the track, and I don't know how bad it was, but I just felt it was better to pedal it safety-wise because I didn't see them, and got lucky.
Here you are, and that somewhat atones for what happened in the first round a week ago at Brainerd. Dave?
Mike and Marty, as you guys well know, one of the most important pieces of the tuning equation are the MSD boxes that the crew chiefs carry that hold up to 12 different timing sequences. Ron Tobler looked very intently, watched Morgan Lucas go down the right lane, jumped immediately to his box, and made a last-second change, no doubt, to take some of the power away from Doug's car. They need a win. This is a big race.
Well, these two met back in Seattle. It was Melanie's 2nd race in that Skull Gear car. She's got lane choice, though, for the first time in her return. Oh, it's close, and the win light to Melanie Troxel, and get ready for the points championship to tighten up again. Look at Don Schumacher. He said, my investment just paid dividends. This is exactly what he wanted to have happen. Melanie comes out and takes out the points leader in round number 1, opens the door for Tony Schumacher in 2nd place. Dave Reef.
Down with Don Schumacher, a pretty happy guy. That's what the investment's there for.
That's what it's there for, to take that Coletta car out. Now let's go rounds, and that's what we're planning on doing.
How proud are you of this team at this point? They've been struggling all season.
Well, I'm real proud of them. They've been doing a great job. They've been working with a lot of equipment that's brand new, that's got little hiccups in it, and they've got it figured out, and we're going to go rounds today.
That could be the first time that car has gone down the racetrack, possibly on all 8 since they've come out.
Well, there is Melanie at the far end of the track, and let's just take another look.
Just a huge upset. Doug Coletta had 2.5 hundredths on Melanie out the starting line. I thought it was all over. And then by the half track, the thing started slowing. And then after that, he started putting some cylinders out and allowed Melanie to drive around for the win and make Don very happy.
So there is the incrementals, and you can see the arrow indicates who is leader. And there's Doug again, nailing the tree. He has been excellent in the last 5 races. But there at the finish line, it's Melanie Troxel. There's the burnout from David Grubnick. Let's talk to a very happy Melanie Troxel.
Melanie, what's the satisfaction meter reading right now when you get that first round win of the new season and you knock out the season points leader in Top Fuel?
I tell you, it seems like that first round win was never going to come for us. We've struggled a little bit, but Boy, you couldn't have asked for a better round to win. I mean, one, to take out, that team is so tough out there, to be able to take Dougie out, do something to help out Tony. You know, can't say enough. The Skull Gears teams really tried to just hang in there, keep it together, and we knew things would turn around, and looks like we finally got there.
We'll get ready for another round.
Her last round win, Denver of 2003. We get ready now for Clay Millican and David Grubnick.
Clay Millican, the hometown boy, just wants to win in front. Wants to win, period, but he really loved to win this weekend in front of all his friends and family. Has a very good car at this point. The cars look pretty good going down the track on some good runs in qualifying, and hopefully he can get it.
Let's go back to last year because these two met in round number 2, and watch this because it was a hole shot for Clay Millican over David by 6/10,000ths of a second. That was the second closest finish of the year, and that's what it looked like at the stripe. I bet you David's remembering that one. Well, he gets revenge this year. 4.81 seconds later, it is David Grubnick moving in to second round.
Let's watch Clay Millican launch off the starting line. He had some pretty good numbers early, had the advantage off the starting line by a little bit over David Grubnick, but just like we saw Brandon Bernstein, he's going to get out here right where you try to apply the clutch and just start spinning the tires. He backpedals, gets back on it, got to recover okay, but then start hazing and put a cylinder out, and at that point, all he could do was watch David Grubnick right here just kind of pull away for the win because he had a cylinder out down track, but he had enough momentum early in the run just to get the win.
All right, we've got to take a commercial break, but stay with us. More Top Fuel coming your way, including Doug Herbert and Scott Coletta. These guys, well, it's a rematch from the finals back at the Winter Nationals. Today's Speed World presentation of the O'Reilly NHRA Mid-South Nationals brought to you by Powerade. Sport is what you make it. And O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices every day. And we're back here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. And you see the reaction from Melanie Troxel after she took out the points leader, Doug Coletta. And now we get ready for Corey McLennan and Mitch King. King has just 3 round wins this year. One of them came last week at Brainerd over Corey. Remember that infamous lane switch?
Well, let me tell you, that was a bad move, but they've chosen the right-hand lane right now, which is the first one of the cars to do so that's had lane choice, but I don't think that's necessarily the wrong move because we've seen a lot of cars in that left-hand lane smoke the tires about 300 feet down track.
Choice this week, 4.84 seconds the elapsed time at 2:99, and we don't have to worry about Corey heaving the helmet into the van at the far end of the racetrack, and Gary Gerald won't have to be ducking either. He'll be cool, calm, and collected after taking this win line.
That's what a win slip will do for you. I mean, it was a bonehead move last week, no doubt about it, but this was the right choice. Watching the cars in front of him do what they did. Corey goes right down the racetrack to a 484 into the second round.
One of those days where Corey's gone from 0 to hero in a matter of 1 week. Let's go to Dave Reeve. Dave?
Pressure-packed race coming up right now, Marty. Been spending a lot of time now watching Alan Johnson and the entire Army team try to make their last-minute preparations. And very similarly to Doug Coletta, saw Alan Johnson immediately jump back into the box after watching the first 3 pairs kind of go down that left lane, like Mike Dunn said, start smoking the tires a little bit. But Mike, you know, we saw Ron take the car and back it off too much. He's a high-horsepower car, too. It's hard to pull a car back, even more so, I got to believe, on one of these hot, slippery racetracks.
Well, it wasn't hot and slippery when we went racing last week in Brainerd, and Tony Schumacher and Alan Johnson stunned everybody with this 337.58 mile-an-hour blast. And if you were with us yesterday, you know about the changes that they've instituted because of it.
Yeah, they tried to slow the cars down by backing the rev limiter off by about 100 RPM so they don't RPM quite as fast, and hopefully that'll slow them down.
Here are top speeds of the meets all time, and you can see that Tony is 3rd on the list behind Joe Amato and Kenny Bernstein. Bobby Lagana over in the right lane. Well, you saw him dropping cylinders, but the car did exactly what they needed to do. Got down the quarter mile and picks up 20 valuable points on the a leader. Doug Coletta's on the trailer. Tony Schumacher is still racing.
I'll give Bobby Lagana some props. So he had 600ths of a second advantage over Tony. Tony was just making sure he didn't make any mistakes and figured if he had the car, he was going to get the win, and he figured right. Boy, a lot of clutch just coming out of Tony Schumacher's car early. That means they were just trying to slip the clutch quite a bit so it didn't transfer all that horsepower to the track, and slipping that clutch a little bit and applying it nice and slowly down the track. What happens is you're not putting as much load on the engine. When you do that, it puts a cylinder out right there. But in these kind of conditions, you're just trying to get to the finish line under power without spinning the tires so you can get into the next round.
We'll get a chance to talk to Tony in a matter of moments. Let's first set up the next matchup. Rod Fuller in the left lane. Scott Wise over in the right lane. And we're told that Gary is ready at the far end.
Tony, you have this opportunity now with Doug Coletta going out on the first round. How does that fire you up for the rest of the day?
Well, we got a great race car. I got to thank, obviously, Melanie Troxel and that whole team over there. What a great job they did going down the racetrack. Big round. You know, we were right before that round. We had autograph sessions lined up with all these things going on. I said, Melanie, you need to go inside. You need to relax. And this is huge for us. She got it done. She did an outstanding job, and the whole team. But the United States Army went in with an 83. We're going to get lane choice second round. We'll have Morgan Lucas, and it's going to be a big one. I mean, we just got 20 points here. We got a few points, I think 6 qualifying, and it's going to become a battle, man. We're going to go into Indy at least 40 points, at least 26 points closer than we were coming in here, and hopefully we can win this race, but take the lead over.
We love battles.
Right now, the margin is 44 between Doug and Tony Schumacher. He can take the points lead if he goes on to win this race. We get ready for Scott Wise and Rod Fuller. Goes to Rod Fuller, 4.80 seconds. That's the quickest run of this first round of eliminations, 292 miles an hour. So the second race that Rod Fuller and Lee Beard have been together, and they get their first round win.
And it was a nice job by the team. In qualifying, they got down and made 2 very good runs in the evening session. They did not get down the track in the heat of the day. Not a problem this run. Right down the middle of the racetrack. Put some cylinders out on the other end. Probably a little piston damage, but hey, they got the win.
And there is Rod, and there is a lot of action going on back in Melanie Troxel's pit area. It's the first time since they put this team on the track at Denver that they've had the 75-minute turnaround to deal with. And coming up, it will be Doug Herbert and Scott Coletta in that rematch from the Winter Nationals. Temperatures are soaring. I still haven't figured out how that guy does that without being dizzy at the end. But Mike, can you do those flips?
Not a chance.
All right, buddy. Scott Coletta over in the right lane. Doug Herbert in the left lane. No Coletta, if you heard earlier, has ever won this race, and certainly Doug's not going to have a shot. He's out of here. And let me correct myself. I said it was Tony having to win the race to take over the points lead. He just has to make it to the finals. We redid the math. So we've got that straightened out before everybody starts emailing me and saying, Marty, you idiot. All right, let's get ready for this one. This is a team that's really starting to turn some corners. Wayne Dupuis got Doug Herbert moving.
Marty, I'm deleting my email. Hold on a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now, I mean, this is a good matchup. I mean, Wayne Dupuis done a good job on these teams, but both these teams, you know, Wayne and Doug Herbert's actually been better on race day than Scott. Scott's normally been a little bit better in qualifying, but they're trying to get that thing together.
Oh, this time it is Doug Herbert taking the short end. Scott takes the win light, 4.803. He is now the quickest run of this first round, and 3:02 in the mile-an-hour department.
Nice pass by Scott Coletta. And Jim Oberhofer have been struggling with smoking the tires. This is a tricky racetrack. Seems like if you're going to smoke the tires, this would be the racetrack to do it. Didn't have lane choice, was put in that right-hand lane. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of difference. They say there's maybe a little more bump in that right-hand lane, but it looks like the rubber's good that's on the track right now.
So Scott won back at Pomona in the finals, and he wins here in first round. All right, here is our schedule coming up in 2 weeks. We've got 11 hours total coverage coming your way from the Big Go, the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals from Indianapolis. was on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. Saturday qualifying, you'll see it late night Saturday at 1:30 a.m. actually. We got 1 hour there. Then it really starts getting interesting. Special edition of NHRA Today, Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Then we've got noon qualifying on Sunday at 9 a.m. and also later in the evening. And then here we go on Monday with NHRA Today and early eliminations at noon and final eliminations at 8 Eastern. For more, just log on to ESPN.com. Also, don't forget on Sunday, it will be the Skull Showdown at the U.S. Nationals. The best funny car drivers qualifying from the past year, competing for nearly $150,000. 100 of it goes to the winner. 8 have made the field. Robert Hight punched his way in yesterday. It's all part of our coverage of the 51st Mac Tools U.S. Nationals. And we get ready now for Larry Dixon and John Smith. Final pair here in opening round action of Top Fuel. Again, big opportunity for Larry Dixon. He knows the points leader is out of here. Number 2 in the points has already won. He's got to win to keep pace. And the burnouts out complete. Let's check in with Dave Reef on funny car action.
Well, Marty, if you are new to NHRA Powerade drag racing, do not leave now. Don't get off the Barker Lounger. Don't head to the bathroom. Don't go out and mow the lawn because you think the points races were tight in Top Fuel. Well, funny car, it's even tighter. You talk about some great matchups. John Force will be the second pair out. He faces a potential round 2 matchup with the number 1 qualifier, the man you were just talking about, Robert Hight. And, of course, chasing these guys in this ultra-close points battle is the Team Schumacher cars. Wade Bazemore, Ron Capps, they race each other in round number 1 with the opportunity to potentially take on Gary Selzy, the man that's chasing them. So this points race could become blown wide open here, too, as early as the first round, maybe even the second round.
All right, thanks, Dave. We're looking forward to that. Right now, we're looking down on Larry Dixon. This is one of those races where you know in the cockpit you've got to have this round.
You know, and their focus is just to get the car down the racetrack as quick as it will go. If it smokes tires, Larry knows he has to be ready to backpedal, grab the brake, whatever it takes to get this thing hooked back up. If it does spin the tires, John Smith in the other lane has not even made a run in the 4-second range this weekend. Larry's made 3 very good runs. They did spin the tires on the one afternoon session yesterday, about the same time as what we're running now. So this is going to be critical for them. Just get this thing hooked up and try to get the next round.
Gone to 5 straight finals here and 6 overall, is going to the second round. Don Perdome's holding his heart saying, I can breathe again. 4.88 the elapsed time, 247 miles an hour. So obviously the cylinder's dropping at the far end of the track.
Wow, let's watch Larry as he goes through his staging procedure. He's got his right hand on the brake as he pumps that brake before he pulls the car in. Takes his foot off the clutch pedal. He's going to roll the thing in as the fuel pump's already been turned on. Grabs the brake. Watch his right foot. As soon as he sees that amber light, he's going to mash on that gas.
Here's the run.
And here's the thing. Larry put a cylinder out early, and I talked with Dick LaHaye. That's been their problem. When it puts a cylinder out, it starts really eating that engine up, and they've been losing blower belts. The same thing happened here, but luckily the blower belt stayed on long enough just to keep them up ahead of John Smith and get them into the next round.
All right, the arrow indicates who has lane choice. Tony Schumacher, Scott Coletta on one side, but the big surprise will be when you see Melanie Troxell's name come up there. She's got lane choice over Larry Dixon. That could be important. Rod Fuller has lane choice over David Grubnick. In fact, there is Rod's camp as they are getting ready for round 2 racing action. All right, when we come back, it'll be time for the Floppers Funny Car, and it's Cruz Pedregon and John Force. 14 championships between them. Guess who's got 13 of them? Yeah, you're right. It's that guy right there. Already the car is backing up after the burnout here in first round action of Funny Car as we are getting ready for Tim Wilkerson and Phil Burkhardt. But really, the focus is on the championship. It's a 4-horse race in the chase for the NHRA Funny Car Championship. Who will drop first as we head down the stretch? Only 45 points separate the top 4 with only 7 races to go. as we come back trackside, getting ready for Phil Burkhardt and Tim Wilkerson. Here's our funny car ladder presented by Lucas Oil, and you can see Robert Hight here and John Force. They have lane choice. Tim Wilkerson in this matchup. Eric Medlin over Tony Pedregon. Gary Scelzi. Team Schumacher. Look at that. They're all stacked on the same side, Mike. Bad news for them.
Yeah, they're going to meet up Captain Bazemore in the first round. Gary Scelzi, second round. Hang on.
Saw the tire smoke on Phil Burkhardt's car, and that's all Tim Wilkerson needed to take the win light and move into second round action. Remember, he was a runner-up here 1 year ago to John Force, so they know how to negotiate this track.
Watch Phil Burkhardt. He's going to smoke tires very early. Car kind of sachets out a little bit to the left. That's normal, not a big deal, but then it goes into a little bit of tire shake because it was spinning the tires basically. Right side of your screen, Tim Wilkerson, we're talking about the rev limiter trying to slow these things down. He starts hazing the tires on the other end. I guarantee that rev limiter was coming in trying to act like a traction control to keep that thing from smoking the tires even harder.
And for Phil Burkhardt, as we come back trackside, his 10th first-round loss of the year. And remember, he was the points leader after our race back at Phoenix. We get ready now as you're on board with Cruz Pedregon. He will be over in the right lane. John Force in the left lane. Let's take you back to Seattle because these guys have met 3 times, and so far Cruz has won 2 of them, including this one. It was the closest race so far this year in the Motel 6 Award. 1/1000th of a second. As we take a look at the points and the front runners in their first round losses. And John Force, 8 first round losses. And the only thing that's keeping him in this hunt, he's got the most wins with 4.
Yeah, I mean, just tells you it's been feast or famine. He's got Cruz Pedregon over the only non-John Force car to win since 1990. Cruz Pedregon won in 92. Before that was Bruce Larson in 1989.
Slipped up just enough for John to get past him. 5.19 seconds the elapsed time to Cruz's 5:42.
I think I give Cruz, give some props to Cruz. He did a good job. That thing really smoked tires. Left side of your screen, you're going to watch him smoke the tires, going to backpedal. It gets it to recover, and John's got a cylinder out, so he's not running real fast through the middle of the course. Allowed Cruz to kind of stay in the game for a while before he put a cylinder out just before the finish line. One of those situations, you try to back this thing down. Remember, in a fuel funny car and a fuel drag strip, they're trying to make the most ET from about 150 feet to half track. That's where you apply the clutch and the horsepower. Slick track, they got to slip that clutch. What happens, it puts a cylinder out, which slows it down even more after they backed it down. But luckily enough, John was still able to get around Cruz.
As we go on board with Cruz, one other note we should point out as you see him fighting the car, Wes Cerny will not be with the team officially as of Tuesday. So let's take a look at the points right now. And Robert Hight is leading Gary Scelzi by 15 after qualifying. John Force 27 behind, but remember, he's already picked up 20 points with this round win. And Ron Capps coming up next against Whit Bazemore in 4th. Tommy Johnson Jr., notice he's 144 points behind. Well, 3rd place in Top Fuel has more margin than that. That gives you an idea just how good Funny Car is this year. And there is Wes serving as a consultant for this last weekend. And as he looks on to the action as we get ready to fire, it will be Ron Capps and Whit Bazemore coming to the line next. Capps will be in the left lane, Bazemore over in the right. While we've got a moment, let's talk about next Sunday afternoon. ESPN has coverage of the IndyCar Series and the inaugural running of the Argent Mortgage Grand Prix at Infineon Raceway. Can Dan Weldon maintain his lead? Well, can Danica Patrick earn her first win? Find out who gets the checkered flag. The Argent Mortgage Grand Prix, ESPN Sunday, 3:30 Eastern. For more, log on ESPN.com. Down the track, you see the grandstands. There is the track temperature, 134. Dave Reef.
Just talked with Andy Ace-McCullough about how to negotiate this racetrack. He says you just absolutely have to steal power from everywhere, not just the middle, but here at the starting line as well, where he says it could be a little slippery. The rubber's starting to kind of peel up. You got to just yank it back.
cars get down the track, and boy, did Caps get close to that wall. Look at Ed the Ace McCullough. Don Schumacher says, okay, that's all right. 5:14 and a 5:23, and these guys raced it all the way, both ends of the track. So Schumacher has kept his word. He said when his teams would come up, they would go for it.
Ron Capps had a great car all week and hasn't ran big numbers, but it's been going down the racetrack. You saw right there, when it put a cylinder out, it really pushed that thing over towards the wall. If you're with us yesterday, John Medlin kind of explained the amount of pressure that those headers put out, and based on the numbers he was telling us, 1,000 pounds per side, you can understand why when one or two goes out, it wants to kind of lead that thing over towards the wall, which is exactly what happened with Ron Capps.
So numbers 3 and 4 in the points have won. Numbers 1 and 2 are still coming up as we get ready. You can see Ron, he's trying to tell everybody underneath the helmet. And there is Eric Medlin versus Tony Pedregon coming up here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. Memphis Motorsports Park. And that note to RJ Phillips, he is normally our Jim camera operator that you saw there. He is recovering, going to be discharged from the hospital tomorrow. Found out he was watching NHRA Today this morning with all the nurses in his room. So is he going to take some heat when he gets back to Indy? All right, let's show you what the ladder looks like now. As you see, Force and Wilkerson have advanced on the one side, and we don't know who has lane choice, obviously, yet. And there's Ron Capps. He gets the winner between Scelzi and Gilbertson. Dencham. He picked up his first ever win in 30 years of trying at this track. He goes down to defeat at the hands of Del Worsham here in round number 1 in 2005. Del covers the quarter mile, 5.19 seconds.
Well, that was a tough break for Gary Dencham because he really had a good launch off the starting line. He was 0.06 of a second better than Del. I don't know what happened to Del, if he was just thinking more about getting the car down the racetrack, because basically in this situation, that's more important than getting a good reaction time. But I know that's not the kind of light he was getting. He was 129, but still, he got the win.
And as we go back into the pit area, there is John Force. We got word that the fire bottles went off, and that means there's going to be a lot of cleanup, and you can see what it looks like on the chassis. Gary, you've got more?
Yeah, it was one of those situations when John got out of the car and the crew got there. He apologized to him because it's very, very messy. But let a lot of stuff here on the top end, just at the turnout area. But they were in there doing business as usual. Yesterday during our qualifying show, Dave Reef introduced us to all the members of John Force's team and all the years of experience being put to good use right now as they get ready for round number 2.
We get ready for Eric Medlin in the left lane, Tony Pedregon over in the right lane. Medlin, 5th in the points championship chase. Numbers 3 and 4 have advanced. Numbers 1 and 2 still to come. And Eric Medlin keeps pace. In fact, he goes low for this first round of Funny Car. 5.10 at 284 miles an hour.
Nice job by John Medlin, Eric Medlin, the team. This has been the hottest car on the circuit lately, and he just proved why. Went down the track 5:10, low ET of the session so far. I mean, that's not a bad pass.
He's won 2 of the last 3 races.
Tony Pedregon, I mean, they just can't seem to get a handle on him. I mean, went in stage deep to get the reaction time, then goes up there and just shakes the tires, goes into smoke, tries to pedal it, but at that point, Eric is long gone. Key is, I mean, it seems like everybody's going to be smoking the tires or spinning the tires from half track on, just like Eric right there starts spinning the tires. So you got to get your momentum and keep it hooked up to at least half track.
Tony's 7th first round loss this year, and there is Clay Millican, king of IHRA, but struggling over here right now. Dave Reef.
Yes, I am down with Clay Millican, a very interested spectator, and I want to ask you that very question. So much success on the IHRA. To come over here and not win yet, and to go out early today, how difficult a pill is that to swallow?
Well, I tell you what, it's really hard coming over here, especially at this racetrack. But it's a part of the race, and I mean, you're going to lose first round, but I hate losing.
You also had a pretty exciting blowover. Tell us about it.
Well, you know what? If you're going to crash, it's a top fuel dragster. I did it the best way possible. But it didn't hurt. And I'm lucky that it was real smooth.
It went all the way over the top in Milan, Michigan.
And we're looking at the still photos of that. It's pretty ugly, but Clay came out of it unharmed. This is his hometown track. He used to bracket race here years ago before turning professional. Wanted to do well here and already out in first round. Time now for Gary Scelzi in the left lane. Bob Gilbertson in the right lane. Numbers 2 and 15 qualifiers. Scelzi second in the points. Although if he loses this round, Force passes him.
Well, he watched his teammates up ahead of him go down the track fairly well, so that's got to make him feel a little bit more confident. Crew Chief Mike Neff, Zippy, he's wants to do the same thing. Just does not want to smoke the tires, and trust me, I mean it's not easy to do. I mean, you say, hey, just take a bunch of horsepower out and go down the racetrack, but then it's a situation like Tony Petricon. That's possibly what he did, and went out there and shook the tires because the tires weren't spinning fast enough, and then they kind of roll over themselves. You know, that's a situation that they have to really, really watch.
This is the first race in the last 4 that Bob Gilbertson has qualified for. He's never beaten Scelzi in 4 prior matchups. Measuring the wheelie bar. You see both cars.
They do that because if they get that wheelie bar too low, it'll actually unload the rear tires, and that'll cause them to smoke the tires too.
So everybody so far has kept pace. Scelzi takes the win light, 5.16 seconds. You saw the tire smoke for Bob Gilbertson.
You know, it's funny, you watch these things, and you know, they leave the line and they're okay. You know, first couple hundred feet, yeah, they're a little bit slower, but then when they normally start really picking up right through there, thinking, man, those things look slow. But, you know, they're still traveling the quarter mile in 5.16 seconds. He went almost 280 mile an hour on that run.
Yeah, but that 5.16, guess what? Ron Capps is going to have lane choice against his teammate, and we've got to take a commercial break. And there's Eric Medlin. We'll talk to him when we come back here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. That is Eric Medlin's car being towed back to the pits for the 75-minute turnaround here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. Time for this week's edition of the Powerade Power Time, and that's the man that we're going to be talking to. Gary?
Eric Medlin, of course, has got himself back on the fringe of this amazing championship hunt in Funny Car. And you've had wins in 2 of your last 3 events. You won at Brainerd, you won last week, and you knocked out your boss, John Force, in the process. How much does it do for your confidence and the team's confidence? And do you think you've got any kind of a shot here in these last 7 events?
Well, I tell you what, Gary, I think anybody in the top 10 honestly has got a realistic shot. I mean, you know, you saw Forrest last year gain 200 points in just kind of a blink of an eye, so to speak. So anybody that's up there has got a shot right now. It's like my dad said this morning on top of the injector in front of everybody. It's hot. It's miserable out here. Everybody kind of wants to go home. But somebody at the end of the day is going to be standing on that stage up there. So it might as well be us. And if we work hard and pull that one extra hair of effort out there, it could possibly be us. So we're going to work our best, try real hard, drink a lot of fluids, and see what happens.
Tell me about Brainerd last week and what it was like to go up side by side in the finals against the boss and beat him on a birthday weekend.
Well, that's a pretty good birthday present. I think my birthday present came last year when I got to drive this thing, and especially get to do it with my dad and Jason Morton. And man, we got some fantastic guys over there, Gary. We got 7 of the best crew guys out there and 2 of the best crew chiefs. So I couldn't be happier right now for Castrol Syntec, Ford, AAA, Mac Tools, Goodyear Tires, everybody. They're standing behind us and they're supporting us, and man, we really appreciate it. We need it.
Thanks a lot.
And as you finish up, Gary, Tommy Johnson Jr. goes 5.19 seconds to keep pace. So numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the points championship hunt have all won here in first round. And guess who it comes down to? The points leader, Robert Hight, and he's up next.
Well, I don't know what happened to Bartone. He was dead late off the starting line, .279. I mean, TJ had almost 0.2 of a second advantage off the starting line. Then he drives it towards the center and starts spinning the tires. TJ's been making some good runs all weekend. This was a decent run. He kind of drifts towards the center a little bit, but gets it to the finish line nice and clean.
So that brings us down to our final pair here in round number 1 of Funny Car. Jack Wyatt, in his second start of the season, had his best race of the career this year at Bristol, going to the semifinals, and he beat Robert Hight in the first round. Take a look at this, the most lead changes in the season. Now notice it's happened, you know, between 1988 and 2002, but here we are in 05, and we have a chance at literally breaking all the marks. We've already done it in Pro Stock. The bikes are only 2 away. Funny Car is 1 from tying. Top Fuel's got 4 to go. Let's get an update on Robert Hight. Dave Reed?
You know, Marty, it's almost been kind of comedic watching crew chiefs come to the starting line, go back to their cars, back to the starting line, back to the cars, trying to get these cars dialed in just right. Watch Jimmy Proc's team make one last-minute adjustment. They took out a fuel nozzle, Mike, down about the size of your pinky. It was on the front of the fuel pump. I'm assuming that has something to do with the return rate back into the fuel tank itself. They're trying to lean this car out, it sounds like.
There'll be no lead change yet in Funny Car because Robert takes the win light with the quickest run of the round, 5.09 seconds. So Robert holds on to the points lead here in round 1 action. So the top 6 in the points championship all survive.
We heard Dave talk about making that jet change. That's probably exactly what they did. They've taken, returned more fuel to the fuel tank, leaned the engine out because Jimmy Proc knew the thing was going to be spinning the tires down track. So it's not going to need the amount of fuel volume to run the big number. So you got to take the fuel away if you take the load off the engine.
So let's take a look at our Funny Car ladder presented by Lucas Oil. And look at the matchup. Robert Hight and John Force, and Hight has the lane choice. Eric Medlin on the same side. He's got lane choice over Tim Wilkerson. Then the Schumacher teammates. Ron Capps with the lane choice there, and Del Worsham over Tommy Johnson Jr. All right, we've got to take another commercial break, but when we come back, it'll be time for the Factory Hot Rods, and we'll get ready for the Professor and Greg Stanfield, the numbers 8 and 9 qualifiers. Just some of the fans here in Memphis. I don't think they had a fit. We're here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. Glad that you're with us at Memphis Motorsports Park. And everybody was down Beale Street having some fun. We are here with Mike Dunn, Dave Reef, Gary Gerald. I'm Marty Reed, our entire ESPN2 crew. Glad that you're with us. Hope you're enjoying it in the cool comfort of your living room because it's blistering hot. Although we can report the track temperature has gone down from 134 to 133.
Oh, it's coming around then, Marty.
There it is.
That 1 degree is going to make all the difference in the world.
All right, let's talk about Warren Johnson and Greg Stanfield, especially WJ to Memphis, because his record here in 5 finals, he has 4 wins. His last one, though, came in 1998, and he has not been past second round here at Memphis since 1998. So he has had a bit of a struggle lately at this racetrack. And remember, he's up against Greg Stanfield, who tattooed him on the tree last week at Brainerd.
I like both these drivers because they're racers, because they still work on the cars. They drive them. They do everything. They'll drive the truck. Whatever it takes, these guys will do it. But Greg Stanfield's been doing just a great job all year on the tree. A lot smaller budget than Warren Johnson right now, but he's been, hanging in there tough. Went to his first final round last week. Would love nothing better than to be able to put away WJ here in the first round.
Pre-staged. Who's going in? Okay, guys, it's hot out here. WJ's in. Advantage Stanfield. And Greg Stanfield does it to him again. Hole shots him 2 weeks in a row. It's Greg's 7th reaction time win of the year, WJ's 8th reaction time loss, and WJ, the second place points position, could be 3rd.
Boy, WJ, this is tough. I mean, Greg Stanfield, almost 3/100 of a second advantage off of the starting line. Actually, over 3/100 of a second advantage. And just pulled away, and look at the difference at the finish line.
There is the Q photo finish by almost a car length. And let's go back into the Top Fuel pits because we're between rounds there. And there is Hot Rod Fuller. And Rod, congratulations on the round win. Tell me about the relationship right now. You feeling out Lee Beard and Lee Beard getting to know you.
Well, it's been different. This is basically my third and almost fourth crew chief because we brought Rob Flynn in. So I've been working with 4 different crew chiefs this year. So it's quite the challenge. But this is our second race out, and man, Lee's got a handle on this Valvoline Mag Tool dragster. It's just been doing it incredible, and just got the heat. My race car likes the heat, Lee likes the heat, and I definitely like the heat. So it's going well so far.
Yeah, but you know, Hot Rod, during qualifying, you got down the track in the good conditions, and you did not get down the track in the heat. How were you feeling going up into that first round based on that?
I was pretty confident. We had that one run that we had at a board, so we didn't even get a chance at it. And yesterday, we just got a little bit over center, and Lee said we were pretty close to making it down that pass, so we just backed it off basically a little bit, and the track seemed a little bit better today. So I was pretty confident, but I definitely was ready to get it down the track if it wasn't going to make it.
All right, Rod, thanks for taking time to talk to us. Good luck next round.
Thanks, guys.
We're getting ready for the Schumacher teammates. Jake Coughlin, Richie Stevens. Coughlin in the right lane. Advantage, Coughlin by 5/100. And then he runs. My goodness, I think they're a little excited. The two-time Powerade champion.
We just blew the tire off real hard as soon as I let the clutch out. And I pulled second, it definitely calmed it down, and I chucked it down real hard. So we'll get some data to look at and see if we can't do something with it.
Well, that was Rusty Glenn getting all excited over a 690 run. I mean, the car was all, probably because we saw the thing launch, figured it was all over the way the thing was spinning the tires early, because it definitely wasn't going anywhere. But luckily, they had the advantage off the starting line and just carried it to the other win into the second round.
You could see him waving on in the background there from the long shot. Let's take a look at the Pro Stock ladder presented by Lucas Oil. You see Stanfield has already advanced. He'll face Kurt Johnson or Kenny Koretsky. Larry Morgan, Ron Krischer have lane choice, as does Smith, Stevens, and he's lost to Jake Coughlin, Anderson, and Jason Line. And at the other end, there is Warren Johnson getting ready to head on home. And, you know, a week ago, they debuted that GTO, and Dave Reef pointed out there was no Schools Out Tour decal on that car. And there is no decal even this week. So maybe we'll know something by Indy. That's what Warren keeps talking about. But all hints keep leading to him being back behind the wheel. Gary Gerald?
I had a quick word with Greg Stanfield. I asked him about that staging battle, and he simply said, I wasn't going in until WJ got in. Paid off.
All right, thanks for the update. That Jerry Enders decal on Erica's car, that's her uncle. He's suffering from pancreatic cancer. We send our best to the entire family. She qualified yesterday and has been thinking a lot about her uncle. She's got Jason Line, who's been struggling the last 5 races. Here we go. Boy, Erica's got her handful. Car started dancing all over the track. She got out of the groove, and for Jason Line, he takes the win like 6.83 seconds.
Wow, Erica really got this thing off over the wall. Look at this thing just launch, makes a right-hand turn completely out of the good rubber, just right now out there in the marbles where it's very, very slick. She tries to hang on as long as she could, but at that point where it starts getting sideways, she knew she had to get out of it, because at that point, Jason Line was long gone. Neither driver had stellar reaction times. They were both pretty much late, although they left together. Jason Line, even with a bad reaction time, did make a very nice run, though, to get to the next round.
Jason, of course, the defending Memphis event winner here in Pro Stock. As the smoke clears, we'll get ready for Dave Howard in the right lane, Larry Morgan in the left lane. Howard qualifying for his 3rd ever Pro Stock car race. Won his first round of competition ever last weekend in Brainerd over Alan Johnson. He's got Steve Schmidt power. For Larry Morgan, of course, he creates his own horsepower. He won this event back in 1990 over Darrell Alderman.
about that Dave Howard. I mean, he just keeps getting better. And you know, when they tested the Cobalt before Bristol, all of his peers were talking about how well he was doing and how well that car was running in testing. So to them, it's no surprise that he is actually running this well, because he showed some really good signs early. It's just a matter of a situation where everything's new and you just start getting it all together. And right now, it seems to be gelling pretty well for him.
Lane choice went to Larry Morgan. He selected the left lane. Guess what? Dave Howard gets another round win at the expense of the veteran Larry Morgan. 6.87 to a 6.88 in the elapsed time department. And the Cobalt of Dave Howard into second round.
Dave Howard had about 1/100 of a second advantage off the start line. Did a good job off the start line. Then did a good job getting the car down the track. Picked up about another 1/100 of a second. Was able to hold off Larry Morgan by just that much.
The Q photo finish, that is 17/1000th of a second. All right, we've got to take a commercial break, but when we come back, it will be Ron Krischer going up against Alan Johnson. This is a rematch from back at Phoenix. These two met in the final. Stay with us. We're coming right back. Here at the O'Reilly's as we get ready for our next pair of pro stockers here in first round action. Ronnie Humphrey over in the right lane up against the points leader Greg Anderson in the left lane. Here is the margin coming in, but Warren's already out of here, and that means Kurt Johnson could be in second place with a round win. Jason Line is advanced, but Dave Conley did not qualify for this race. It is going to be very costly in his hopes of capturing the title. Ronnie Humphrey is Greg's brother-in-law. Kim Anderson, Greg's wife, brother, sister. Have I got you confused? I hope not. Ronnie in his first ever pro stock race. Here he goes up against Greg. Greg takes care of business. 6.82 seconds the elapsed time. There's Jason Line, as that is the quickest run of this round in pro stock so far.
Well, brother-in-law Ronnie got the jump off the starting line by about 100.5 of a second. 15 thousandths, not much, but you know, in pro stock, sometimes it's just that close. But when you're racing Greg Anderson, just like his teammate Jason Line, they seem to really have a real nice handle on this setup here in the heat, and he's able to beat his brother-in-law by just that much.
There's the Q photo finish. Here are the incrementals. Shows you the margin at the stripe. And it is Greg Anderson taking the win. What about Kurt Johnson? Well, let's show you a little bit. Kurt Johnson is firmly back in the Pro Stock Championship chase following his big weekend at Brainerd. After dispatching points leader Greg Anderson in the semis, KJ went on to pick up his third win in the last 5 races. Does he have enough to keep on rolling all the way to the top of the standings? All right, let's talk about Las Vegas. After we left there in April, you want to talk about two guys that have turned their programs around. Eric Medlin was 9th in the points. Kurt was 10th in pro stock. Now, coming into this race, Eric's 5th. Kurt is up to 3rd and only 1 round win away from moving into 2nd.
And the biggest thing for Kurt Johnson was switching to that Cobalt at Bristol. That's when it really started turning that program around. He has really not looked back since then. This car has been on fire. He's been doing a great job driving. He's been very, very tough.
Kurt, 2nd race in a row, he is racing Kenny Koretsky. KJ's 9-0 in his career against Koretsky, Captain Chaos. If he doesn't hurry. Say goodbye. You saw it on the onboard camera. Kurt just left him, had 3 100ths advantage at the starting line, and then drives away. 6.83 seconds later at 2:01.
Classic Kurt Johnson just doing his job on the starting line and down the racetrack, getting all them shift points just the way you need to. Runs a 683 to over 201 miles per hour. Nice job.
All right, while Kurt's rolling on out, gives us a few moments to show you the schedule. You're going to have to get a pen and paper. We'll show you this several times today, but the big go, we've got 11 hours of coverage on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. Late Saturday qualifying, then Sunday at 11:30 a.m. for our regularly scheduled NHRA Today. Then Sunday noon Eastern for more qualifying, and again at 10:30 Eastern. Then on Labor Day, we'll have NHRA Today, a special edition at 11:30 a.m. Early eliminations at noon, final eliminations 8 Eastern. For more, log on to ESPN.com. And as we look back from the far end of the racetrack, of course, yesterday, Robert Hight did what a lot of people didn't think he could. He pulled it off. He needed to win the pole and have Whit Bazemore qualified 10th or worse. That's exactly what happened. Hight gets the final spot, goes up against the boss. This is going to be the Skull Showdown first round pairings as we head to Indy in 2 weeks. That will be on Sunday, and you'll see it all on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. Ricky Smith in the left lane now. Jim Yates over in the right lane. This is Ricky's best qualifying effort of the year in the number 2 spot. Take a look at that Pontiac Grand Am. It's the last time you're going to see it for Jim. He will debut his brand new GTO when we see him next at Indy.
Seems like these teams, when they bring out a new car this year, they all have been stepping up. Ricky Smith, exactly what happened. He took the Western swing off, got the new Cobalt, went and tested it, brought it out, ran good right off out of the box. And it just keeps getting better and better every race.
Something happened to Yates. And Ricky goes 6.82 seconds to take a very easy win. All right, let's listen in. That's Jamie Yates right there talking to Rick Stewart. All right, the word we're getting is that he was counted out by the automatic start. In other words, you've got 7 seconds from the time the 3 of the 4 bulbs are lit to get in and get all 4 bulbs lit. If you don't, it automatically goes red. Let's take a look.
And that's activated by the computer. Once Ricky pulls in the stage, Jim Yates has 7 seconds to put that stage light on. Otherwise, it's an automatic red light. Once both drivers stage, and the computer actually activates the tree between 0.8 and 1.2 seconds, the amber light will come on.
And we've checked with NHRA officials. They were exactly at 7 seconds, and he's counted out. And there is Jake Coughlin and his team making their way back to the pit area, and they'll do the service. It doesn't take them 75 minutes to turn a pro stock machine around. Cool. Not be the furious thrash that you would see if it was a Top Fuel or funny car. Jag will go in. He'll take a look at the computer down the other team members. They'll make the appropriate adjustments. As we come back out, here's Ron Krischer and Alan Johnson, our final pair here in Pro Stock. Let's check in at the far end quickly, Gary.
In this extreme heat, what do you do to try to stay cool and keep collected?
God, you know, I put a towel together and put about 4 or 5 ice cubes in it and put it on my neck, and that lasts about an hour. But all you can do is keep pumping down this Dasani and hope you keep coming back. I know they took 32 people out of here yesterday because of heat exhaustion. I hope they're all right. But hey, the AC Delco car's marching on, and hopefully the sun's going down. The track will get better, and we can put some more points on the board.
Thank you.
And just to correct Kurt there, 60 were actually treated and 17 were transported. It has been blistering hot. Off the starting line for Ron Krischer, and then he seals the deal at the other end. 6.84 seconds at 2:01. So our first round of Pro Stock action is complete. And let's take a look at the Q photo finish at the stripe, and there it is, the margin, 4 100ths of a second, about 3/4 of a car length. And as Ron coasts on out, it'll give us an opportunity to show you the second round matchups. Our Pro Stock Bladder presented by Lucas Oil. KJ will have lane choice over Greg Stanfield. He's now second in the points. Warren's bumped down to third. There's the matchups on the other side. Smith and Anderson having lane choice there. All right, when we come back, it'll be time for the Pro Stock motorcycles. You know, the Suzuki's got 10 pounds lighter, but guess what? The Harleys are 1 and 2 in the qualifying order.
National Drag
Nationals, you talk about food. If you missed NHRA today, we had our first ever cook-off between 3 of the teams back here in the pits, and the winner was Dale Johnson from Don Perdone's Miller Lite Racing. As we go on board with Jake Hoffman, we want to talk about the IndyCar Series, the Argent Mortgage Grand Prix, Sunday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Can Dan Weldon maintain his lead in the 05 point standings? Join Todd Harris and all the rest of the gang, 3:30 Eastern, Sunday. ESPN. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Time now for Pro Stock Motorcycles. The Harley-Davidson V-Rods dominated last weekend in Brainerd. Now they're 1-2 in the motorcycle points. Will the Screaming Eagles make it a 2-man race for the title, or will someone else step up to challenge? All right, let's show you what happened in round number 1 of Pro Stock Motorcycle. First up, it was Karen Stouffer and Ryan Schnitz. And Karen over on the far side, the right lane, she goes red. 4th time this year that she's turned on the red bulb. Schnitz runs it through at 7.29 seconds, 180 miles an hour. Big hit in the points for Karen. And then it was Mike Berry doing the same thing. He goes red over in the right lane up against Michael Phillips. And Berry gives away a 7.28 lap time, his 3rd foul of the year, and he was actually quicker than Michael's 7.30 second elapsed time. And then we come up to Chip Ellis and Sean Gann. And boy, Ellis was dead late, and then watch the bike just skate out from underneath him almost, and he has to get out of it. Gann picks out his 3rd round win of 05, 7.33 at 180. Then it was Chris Rivas and Steve Johnson, and I don't know, maybe the extra 10 pounds coming off the Suzuki's is causing him to go early because he goes red. Steve does. His second foul gives the win to Mr. Rivas at 7.36 seconds. Then it was Matt Gadara and Antron Brown. And this is huge for Antron. Look at the perfect light by Gadara. The 60th perfect light, and it is going to hurt Antron. 3rd in the points. He goes down on a hole shot. 7.29 to the Quickerman Bluesing. 7.26. And then here comes another Suzuki up against one of the Harleys. Scally goes red. His 4th foul of 05. GT runs it through. 7.26 seconds. 181 miles an hour. Then what happened on this one, Mike, with Joe DeSantis?
Just lost focus. Angel hadn't stayed. He'd already revved it up and then just left as soon as Angel's stage light came on before the tree was activated.
So DeSantis goes red. Sampe goes 7.25 seconds, and she moves up 2 spots in the points with that win. And then that brought us to Andrew Hines and Matt Smith. And it would be all Andrew. 7.20 the elapsed time to Matt's 7.34. Now, let's talk about those perfect reaction times. 36 of them have now happened in Pro Stock Motorcycle, 19 in the factory hot rods, 3 in Top Fuel, and 2 in Funny Car. Let's take a look at the second round matchups presented by Lucas Oil. It'll be Andrew Hines and Matt Gadara having lane choice. Those are all the V-twin bikes over there. And then you got GT Tonglet, Angel Sampe with the lane choice over on the opposite side of the ladder. All right, we've got to take another commercial break. When we come back, it'll be Morgan Lucas going up against Tony Schumacher, and Tony looking to pick up more ground in the points chase because Doug Coletta is out of here.
ESPN Fantasy Football Magazine on newsstands now.
Can you believe these fans in Memphis, Tennessee, here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals? The temperature continues to be in the high 90s. It has been soaring and simmering all weekend long. I'm running out of ways of explaining it to you all at home. It's just blasted hot. All right, we're getting ready for second round of Top Fuel. As Melanie Troxel helped her teammate Tony Schumacher in round 1, Doug Coletta now needs help from his teammates.
Yeah, but the bad news is if he can get any help from him, it wouldn't be from Scott Coletta till the semifinals. David Grubnick, it wouldn't even be till the final round because right now, Scott Coletta's got to be around Corey McClendon, who's very tough. Grubnick would have to be around Fuller and either Larry Dixon or Melanie Troxel. Troxel in the semifinals. So basically right now, Doug Kalitta's best friend is Morgan Lucas.
And we'll see if Morgan Lucas, very well put. I like the way you put that. All right, let's talk about the track conditions. We're still in this heat. What do you expect to see happen in the second round? They've had another shot at it.
They're still going to be tiptoeing, but some of the teams are probably going to want to try to push it just a little bit more. We saw Loitiva about a 480 laps time. I would seem to think that maybe some of the teams might try to run maybe a 475 in top fuel, but I'll tell you what, it might be pushing it just a little bit too much.
All right, we're about to find out. But first, before we do that, let's check in on Funny Car. Here's Dave Reef.
It's just like we set up following round one. It's Shirts and Skids and odds and evens. In the points, it's numbers 1 and 3, John Force and Robert Hight coming up in the second round, while the numbers 2 and 4, Gary Scelzi and Ron Capps, get set to race each other. And of course, we've got to find a middle ground for these two guys. But let's talk a little bit about teammates racing. Now, what are your guys' relationships like normally?
My cheeks usually hurt from being around this guy because he makes me laugh all the time. We've kind of been
glad you clarified those cheeks. I thought we were going to be in trouble here. I'm sorry. It's Ron's interview.
We have a good time. Everybody knows Gary is like he is on TV. He's fun. We're Laurel and Hardy usually. By the time we go to do something, whether it's racing midgets or where we're going to have fun, But I found out the only way to make him laugh is just to draw up my cars, and he gets embarrassed by it.
But now,
did it work?
It worked.
Now, though, you guys can be friends. You guys can't yuck a buck, or can you?
Oh, yeah, we can. We can till we pull each other in the lanes right now, and then we try to cross lanes in the burnout. No, it's all good. I'm old. I'm ugly. He's got all the personality. I don't see why he should let me go first.
I feel like a boxing referee. No low blows. Go to your corners. We'll see you in round 2.
Ding, ding, ding. The bell has sounded, and out we come, because when we come back, it'll be time for Top Fuel second round here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. And Doug Kalitta will join us here in the penalty box. Stay with us.
Actress dating, titillating, red carpet's rolling, the champagne is flowing, stars and cars and cribs and kicks, ESPN Hollywood, weeknights at 6.
Weeknights on ESPN2, presented by Scion.
7,000 horsepower, 330 miles an hour.
Welcome back to the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. You're looking into the eyes of Melanie Troxel. She is looking to take out number 3 in the points, Larry Dixon here. Second round, top fuel action. It'll be Dixon over in the right lane. Melanie will be in the left lane as we get ready for the burnouts. Dixon has completed his. Here comes Mel. All right, just in case you're tuning in and you weren't with us for round number 1, the points leader, Doug Kalitta, went down. That's right. It was Melanie Troxel from Team Schumacher by just that close of a margin. And she was celebrating her first round win since 2003. Then Tony Schumacher cut the margin as he took a round win from Bobby Lagana. He's number 2 in the points. Number 3 in the points, Larry Dixon, also kept pace by punching out John Smith. So right now, Doug leads Tony Schumacher by 44 and Larry Dixon by 119. Here is the Top Fuel ladder presented by Lucas Oil. Schumacher, Scott Kalitta, Melanie Troxel, and Hot Rod Fuller have the lane choice. And joining us in the booth, I know it's hard to smile. He's in the penalty box, the points leader in Top Fuel, Doug Kalitta. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
What happened in the first round? Have you been able to diagnose it?
Yeah, we just didn't get it done. You know, we were just a half a tire behind her, and you know, we were just struggling to get down past her. So you know, we still got Scott and Dave out there, so we're still in the hunt here, but unfortunately not with my car.
All right, let's go back down trackside and get ready for this matchup, because here is one of the top 3 contenders, and here's Melanie Troxel. She can help her teammate Tony Schumacher once again. It's going to be Larry Dixon, 4.77 seconds. So, Mike, you were right. They did try and pick up the pace a little bit. They're dipping into the 470s.
Yeah, I think a mid-470 run's probably about all the teams are going to want to try. And I wanted to ask you a question, Doug. I mean, everybody so far except for Corey Mack has chosen that left-hand lane. Did you see any difference between the lanes?
You know, actually, I think the left lane is a little better. But, you know, Larry got, was he in the left lane on that one?
Larry was in the right lane, but he had cylinder out early, so it might have helped.
He got down it pretty good, so I'd have to say they're pretty even.
Is there a little more bump in the right lane? Some of the drivers, I think, said there might have been a little bit more of a bump in the right lane.
Further down the track, about 2/3 away, there seems to be a little bump out there.
So as we get ready for our next pair, it'll be Morgan Lucas and Tony Schumacher. More on that matchup, but let's talk about the Alan Johnson rule. It is our AmeriQuest Mortgage Tech Spec as they come to the line. Let's talk about the changes they made after that 337-mile-an-hour blast.
Trying to slow them down. The filler rate adjusted to avoid early triggering due to spike signals. That actually helps the teams out because they were getting false readings and sometimes activating the system too early. The last three are actually designed to slow the cars down. Idle time changed from 4 seconds to 3.8 seconds. That means it'll start sooner. The rate at which the engine is retarded in ignition will double from 50 degrees to 100 degrees per second. Trying to keep that base RPM at 8,300 RPM as opposed to before it was 8,400 RPM. Trying to slow these cars down with 3, 4, possibly 5 miles per hour in perfect conditions.
Have you noticed any change because of the rule change in your car?
No, not really. It seems to be fine.
Okay, let's talk about this matchup. Because in our segment just before you joined us, Mike said that your best friend right now is Morgan Lucas. You got a set of Mac tools ready for him in case he takes him out here?
Yeah, we'll definitely find something for him. He's a great driver, and I think his cars were running pretty good. So my money's on Morgan here. We'll see what he can get it done.
Yeah, he's looked real good in qualifying, very, very consistent. But anytime you're up against Tony Schumacher, you better rise to the occasion because he can. I mean, as you know, he can step up and run the number.
Tony Schumacher, they run identical elapsed times, 4.806. An 094 light beats a 102.
Is that unbelievable? What? Let me tell you, Morgan Lucas is going to be kicking himself because he had a 102 reaction time, uncharacteristically bad for Morgan Lucas. Tony Schumacher, 094, not quite 8,000 of a second quicker off the starting line, basically, and that was the difference at the finish line.
88 10,000ths of a second. Look at how close. Take a look at the Q photo finish, and the bad news is, Doug, Tony Schumacher's now 24 points behind as you take a look at the incrementals.
Yeah, nightmare continues here. They're strong, and that was a good run for them. So, especially going to Indy next weekend, too, which they run strong there. But
well, let's go to the far end and talk to him. Gary?
No question about it, especially
Tony pulling off the helmet and getting the glasses on. Any easier the second time down the track under these blazing hot conditions?
I don't even know what we ran, but
80.
And 80, he got down there and those RPMs were up. Obviously, Alan Johnson was back there letting it get through there because we're obviously afraid of smoking the tires down track, which means an awful lot of either one of two things happened. They spun the tires. They went awful straight to spun the tires. You can usually tell it moves around. But the RPM, the motor was running away from the clutch, so he was making sure it was safe. But I'll tell you what, that sure felt like a close drag race.
It was a close drag race. Whole shot win to you.
All right, we want to talk a little bit more about that as we get ready for Rod Fuller and David Grubnick coming to the line. And let's take a look first, though. I want to applaud you. I think everybody does. These reaction times coming into this race, I mean, your worst was better than Dixon's and Schumacher's average. What's the difference?
Yeah, I tell you, it's something you just got to stay low-key about because it sure can change around on you quick and in just one run. So, but probably, you got Connie back there in the pit area. He definitely is watching the numbers real close.
Well, but Ron Tobler told me that he made changes in the cockpit based on what you were telling him was comfortable. Has that helped?
Yeah, he's changed a few things around, which the car is more comfortable for me this year. So that.
Rod Fuller goes 4.74 seconds. So your teammate goes down to defeat at the hands of the second round win for this team since Lee Beard has come on board as crew chief. Remember, Fuller's gone to 2 other finals earlier this year. So he picks up the win light here. Take another look, guys.
Good job by Hot Rod Fuller. Got the advantage off the starting line. Good reaction time, 0.63. Lee Beard, Rob Flynn, great tune-up on this race car for these conditions to be able to run a 4.74 at over 305 miles per hour.
Yeah, it was a strong run for him at the heat of the day, that's for sure.
There's the onboard with David, but let's check in with Dave Reef, who's trying to stay cool with the fans. What you got, Dave?
Well, Marty, you know who else needs to be applauded here, and that's the staff at Memphis Motorsports Park, doing everything they can to keep the fans cool. They're doing so by providing 3 misters, and I got to tell you, it feels very, very nice in front of this fan. There was about 300 fans here right up until they started this Top Fuel session right here. But also, they're doing other things, just like they did at Gateway International. We've got some city transit buses provided for the fans to go in. They're air conditioned. They can get out of the heat. And just to update you, Marty, I did talk to some EMT officials. The number of cases they've seen heat-related are down about half as much as they were yesterday, from 60 to about 30. They've transported very few people today, and that is the good news. They credit the fact that, well, it's been so hot so long, people are finally getting it through their heads. But they also told me one other thing. The temperature at 10 o'clock today versus 10 o'clock yesterday, 7 degrees warmer. It got hot very, very quickly today, and I can promise you from being out here, it's as hot today, maybe even hotter than it was yesterday.
Are you getting any breeze at all down there?
Very, very little. It's a stifling, humid day, to put it best.
How bad is it in the cockpit?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Certainly the hottest we've seen, but you guys have it pretty nice back in here. Actually got a couple extra ducts blowing some cold air in.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
The cat out of the bag here.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
Gary and Dave Reef especially don't want to hear that. All right, let's get ready. Here's the last chance for Team Coletta. No Coletta team car has ever won here at Memphis, so now it falls on Jim Overhofer and your cousin Scott.
Yeah, he's up for the game, I'm sure.
I know Scott and Jim have chosen the right-hand lane. Everybody else with lane choice has chosen the left. I got to think maybe it's twofold. We saw Corey choose the right-hand lane in the first round, so he had the information off of that. Scott did not have lane choice, and they ran very good in that right-hand lane. So I think for both of those reasons, that's probably why they chose the right-hand lane.
Yeah.
Close finish, and the win light to Corey McClenathan in a hole shot. 4.836 to a 4.83 with a 3.
You know, I know it's classified as a hole shot win, but Corey only had 4,000ths of a second advantage off of Scott off the starting line. And Scott basically had this race won up to half track, but unfortunately racing the full quarter mile, you can see the cylinder goes out just before half track, and that just starts slowing the car down. Corey was able just to get around for the win right at the finish line. What a great race.
Yeah, we should point out, Corey had an 073 light, an 078 for Scott. Those are very good lights in Top Fuel competition, but as the numbers go, it's still a hole shot, and it is the second time this year that Scott's lost on a hole shot.
Wow, sounded like Corey actually pedaled the throttle on that run when they showed the replay, and that's what allowed Scott to jump out there, and then Corey was able to drive around when Scott put the cylinder out.
So it will be no Team Coletta car again. You could see the reaction from Corey McClenathan as he is pumping the fist. Remember what happened to him last week at Brainerd. They made that disastrous lane choice, got dumped in the first round. Here he's going to the semifinals, but he will not have lane choice. That will go to Tony Schumacher. Rod Fuller will have lane choice over Larry Dixon. We'll talk to Corey when we come back. And there is Ron Capps and Gary Scelzi. That's what's coming up when we come back for second round action of Funny Car here at Memphis Motorsports Park. Back here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals as we're getting ready for second round of Funny Car competition. Coming to the line, it'll be Dell Worsham in the left lane, Tommy Johnson Jr. in the right. Let's put a period on Top Fuel. Let's go to the far end to Gary.
Corey Mack, I'm wondering, when you're going 300 miles an hour and it happens so fast, did you know that you had won that by the slimmest of margins?
Well, I had to pedal it out there, and my old nemesis, Scott Coletta, and I mean, we're pals, but when it comes to racing, it's whoever brings a gun to the gunfight, a rubber band to that. I mean, we had it halfway. It was going out there real good. It started spinning the tire. I had to pedal it, but I had to reel him in, too. I could see him out there. When they're out there a little bit, this Premier Hawk, she's going pretty good right now. For Skull and everybody, I mean, everybody's doing a great job. We just want to keep going rounds. Thanks.
There you go.
What a difference a week can make. Let's get caught up on Funny Car round number 1. It was John Force taking care of business over Cruz Pedregon. Ron Capps in the championship chase eliminates his teammate Whit Bazemore. And then it was Gary Scelzi keeping pace. He outs Bob Gilbertson. And then Robert Hyde, the points leader, downs Jack Wyatt in round number 1. So let's check our funny car ladder presented by Lucas Oil. It is Hyde and Eric Medlin with lane choice. Caps in this matchup with Gary Scelzi. And there's Worship. He has lane choice. But it looks like TJ's out in front. And Tommy takes the win. So the man who is number 6 in the championship points chase scores 20 more. They fired that one off pretty quick on us, guys.
TJ just keeps marching on. Great reaction time. Had over 600ths of a second advantage over Dale Worsham, who was late once again, like we saw in the first round. Got to maybe think that maybe that car just not reacting when he hits the throttle. But Mike Green, Johnny West, Tommy Johnson Jr., great job getting that car into the semifinals.
All right, as we wait for them to get Tommy off, that'll give us a chance to get this week's edition of the Brute Essence of the NHRA.
As you know, this week we're in Memphis, Tennessee. It's about 110 degrees with a heat index outside, but I'm in the bus with Jeg Coughlin over in Jeg's pit area. We're celebrating the release this week of the new video game on PlayStation 2, NHRA 2005. Jeg and I, we're going to run winner take all here in Pro Stock, so he's either going to school me or I'm going to learn something. Here, you ready, Jeg?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. Oh, left on you.
Catching up.
Oh. Yeah. Woo! Sorry, man.
He just out.
Now, you might think that since we're not in the race car, we don't want to think about driving, but it's all I think about. And I'm sure the same thing with Jag, but let's get it on, huh?
Let's go.
All right, as we come back trackside, we've got 2 former Top Fuel racers that have jumped over to Funny Car. Ron Capps, Gary Scelzi. I want to ask you, Doug Coletto, rumors are that maybe Scott would want to go into Funny Car. What about you?
Yeah, I'd love to get this, if I can win this championship. I think I've got a best opportunity this year that I've had. You know, if we get it done, I'd like to get the championship before I move down, but I would definitely be, my name would be in the hat for that ride.
That's interesting. Yeah. All right, let's get an update on track conditions. Dave Reef.
Well, Marty, the Top Fuel time slips prove what the Funny Car crew chiefs have been telling me. It is getting better out there, especially from the 330-foot mark on. Not remarkably better, but slowly beginning to get better. And credit the sun starting to go down in the western sky. So as it gets further and further down, expect the time slips to get better and better, and the competition to get tighter and tighter, just like in Top Fuel.
You see the win lights. This is the 2 teammates. Scelzi, of course, won the final at Sonoma over Capps. Here we go. And another great race. And the win light goes to Capps. 5.13 seconds to a 5:15.
Wow, what a great race. That was unbelievable. I kind of thought, you know, Ron Capps, I mean, Ed McCullough's been doing a great job this week. And if you go back to Brainerd last week, the car was running very well. He hasn't been running the big numbers, but man, Ron Capps, they just keep going down the racetrack. And, you know, as a result, he just got by his teammate Gary Scelzi right at the end there.
Yeah, that was a real close race. What a...
Let's take a look at the Q photo finish. That's what it looked like at the stripe. 2/100ths of a second, the margin of victory. So number 4 in the points has just dumped number 2 in the points championship chase. For Ron Capps, it's good news. For Gary Scelzi, not good.
Wasp in here.
Did you hear that? I think he said there's a wasp inside the car.
Oh, he's got a lot of stuff on. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
they can't get to him. What is he complaining about?
How's a wasp? Gary, you got to ask him about this. How's a wasp going to penetrate all that armor?
Through that suit, then
he hasn't taken his helmet off yet. Hey, Capps, come over here.
He just went for a ride.
Do you realize you got a helmet, you got a fire suit, you got all this stuff? That wasp can't hurt you.
Did you see it? It's in there. I'm staging the car and it's coming up around here. Oh no, not now. I need to concentrate.
He's all right. He's all right. We're gonna talk to him. Come here, wasp. I'm looking for this wasp. I don't see any wasp in here.
See how brave you are, Gary.
He's whining like a Top Fuel driver. Come on.
All right, let's. I don't see any wasps. Let's take another look at the run, guys.
Just right down the racetrack. Not, you know, nothing fantastic, but cylinders going out just for the finish line. But hey, gets them into the semifinals.
So as the engines come back to life, Tim Wilkerson will be over in the right lane, and Eric Medlin has completed his burnout in the left lane. process. Already back at work in Tommy Johnson's pit area. They are doing the 75-minute turnaround.
Well, the one question I want to ask, Doug, is I know you fly your own airplane, and you probably have it here and you're going to be flying home, but now, who's going to be driving? Is it going to be you or Uncle Connie?
Yeah, Connie, he usually does the flying.
Does he really?
Yeah, I call him a wheel hog, and he actually doesn't mind hearing that, but he does a great job flying the airplane. And
so since he lets you drive his dragster, he's going to fly your airplane home. Is that how it works?
Yeah, no, the airplane that we've got today is his airplane,
so he's taking the control.
So he always he does everything like it might be his last day, you know. So he lives every day to the fullest, and if he has the opportunity to fly, he's gonna.
All right, let's get ready now for Eric Medlin. He is 5th in the points championship chase, needing to keep pace.
Eric Medlin's been on fire lately. John Medlin's in Seattle. They've really turned this program around. Tim Wilkerson, though, he's looked very good this weekend. I mean, he's had an up and down year, more down than up. But this weekend, he's been fairly consistent, so he's definitely going to be a match for Eric right here.
Wilkerson trying to punch his way back into the top 10 in the points. That's how bad a year it has been. He's 11th right now. Eric's in trouble. And the win light goes to Medlin. He drives around Wilkerson. Tim had 6 100ths advantage on the starting line, but a 5:06 beats a 5:13, guys.
Wow, you better give that one to John Medlin, because he definitely did the job, and Eric needed every bit of that tune-up to get around Tim Wilkerson. Like you said, Marty, 0.06 of a second advantage off the starting line. Eric saw a lot of that car out the side window as he was going down there and did not pass it until just before the finish line.
What an outstanding run, Tim Wilkerson. What a run there.
He did a good job. What's it like when you see that car out there in front and you're chasing that thing down? You know you've been late.
Yeah, it's a scary feeling when you see somebody out there like that. Anytime you see.
Do you ever think something like that? I know when I used to drive, I think, oh God, I know I'm late. Should I shut off? Should I shut off? But you can't do it because you think, oh, I might be able to catch him. And then when it's close, you're thinking, oh God, I hope I didn't get beat on a hole shot.
Yeah, no,
you don't have to worry about that. You've been quick all year though this year.
Yeah, just the fear of.
There are the incrementals. Excuse me for jumping in, but you can see the margin of victory, 14 1/1000th of a second. And as we come back down trackside. It's the 13-time Powerade champion John Force in the right lane against the points leader and his teammate Robert Hight. But let's go back to Memphis here in funny car action. This is John Force when he catches on fire, and literally this was one of the most frightening crashes we had ever seen.
You said you wanted to drive a funny car. You still want to drive one?
Yeah. I tell you, that's quite a wreck he had there.
That was his worst by far, and that was a bad one. And he was able to crawl out from under there and then walk away. He didn't walk away right out of the thing, but that was a really bad one for John as we go on forward here.
1992, and it was right about there where John said, "I saw Elvis at 1,000 feet."
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I bet he did.
John had a few burns on his hands, but other than that, here are the race wins by Macon 05. Ford in the lead with 8. That is all Team Force. Dodge and Chevy second and third, respectively. First in the points, Robert Hight. Third in the points, John Force. One of them's going on the trailer.
Awfully good matchup here. Two very good cars. Saw John and Eric race in the final last week at Brainerd with Eric winning on a hole shot. I think they're going to race heads up, and right now John's got a car that's much better than it was 3 or 4 races ago.
To Robert Hight, 5:05 to a 5:08. They both ran it through. John was second off the line, but it didn't matter because Robert had the ET from Jimmy Prock, and he stretches his points lead over Gary Scelzi, who lost, and John Force, who lost. So numbers 2 and 3 in the points championship are out of here.
This is just a great side-by-side race. Robert Hight had almost 100th of a second advantage over John. You see John with the cylinder out early in the run. That probably hurt him quite a bit, although it may have kept him from spinning the tires too. You never really know, but anyway, allowed Robert just to get the win by just a little bit.
So we take a look at the run. Robert leads Scelzi now by 35. John by 47. Capps is fourth by 50. All right, let's take a look at the semifinal matchups. Height will have lane choice over his other teammate, Eric Medlin. And then in the other semifinal, the lane choice to Tommy Johnson Jr. against his former teammate, Ron Capps. So as we get ready to say farewell to Doug Coletta, we won't be offended if you never come visit us again.
Yeah, hopefully I won't be here anytime soon.
All right, we'll see you
appreciate it.
At the big go, the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, we've got to take a commercial break. Stay with us. When we come back, it'll be time for the factory hot rods. We've got to get that car pulled back to the pit. Don't go anywhere. Back here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals at Memphis Motorsports Park, as we have just seen a great round of funny car and Top Fuel. Now we get ready for the factory hot rods. There is Ron Krischer as he does the burnout in one lane. David Howard over in the other. Let's go the far end to Gary Gerald.
Well, a terrific race here between these teammates, John Force and Robert Height. And John, you got to the finals against Eric Medlin, and he knocked you out at Brainerd a week ago. How tough is it to take it when these young bucks are giving you more than a run for your money?
Well, GTX Startup pays me to win. Syntec pays Eric to win. AAA of Southern California pays Robert to win. And I just ain't been winning lately. I don't know what's going on, but we're doing our job, and it's tough out here, especially all our cars are on the same side of the team. But if you look over, so were the Mopar, so it didn't do Scelzi any good either.
And Robert, are you thinking at all about championship points? I know a lot of focus this weekend was getting into the Colt Skoll Showdown next event at Indianapolis.
No, I'm trying to just go one round at a time, and the points will come with it. I don't want to get all wrapped up in the points. You know, anything can happen. It's a lot of racing left and a lot of good cars. Just, you know, it ain't much fun beating up the guy that gave you this chance, but we got to leave here with the points lead, and I want to wish Austin Prock, Jimmy's son, happy birthday today.
All right, he has done just
say, beat me up every time you can. Just get one of us there. Okay.
All right, as we come back trackside, Ron Krischer trying to make it to the semifinals for the first time ever here at Memphis. David Howard, of course, just in his third pro stock race. Red light for Krischer, and Howard's going to his first semi at Memphis. And David goes even quicker in the elapsed time, a pair of 686s, but Howard has a 1 at the end, and Ron Krischer has a 5. And that's Ron Krischer's third foul this year. While we got a chance, let's get you caught up on Pro Stock, take you back to round number 1. Greg Stanfield takes care of Warren Johnson on a hole shot. 4th time in a row that when Warren's been put on the trailer, it's been courtesy of a hole shot. This is Greg Anderson as he takes his win and opens up a little more ground. But Kurt Johnson comes to the line and he takes the win, moving into 2nd place in the points, bumping his father Warren down to 3rd. So let's take a look at the matchups in our Pro Stock Ladder presented by Lucas Oil. You can see that David Howard has won his 3rd round of competition. He'll get the winner between Kurt Johnson and Greg Stanfield. Lane choice goes to Smith and Anderson. So as we get ready now, you're on board with Kurt Johnson. He'll be in the left lane. Greg Stanfield will be over in the right. Let's check in at the far end. Gary?
Dave Howard excited about going to the semis for the first time. You told me earlier after the first round, you're missing a flight this afternoon or this evening because of that. You'll gladly make the change, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm missing a flight, and I'm going to miss work tomorrow morning. Hopefully my boss is watching because I got a guy to cover for me, but I'll tell you, this is just great. I mean, qualifying St. Louis and qualifying Brainerd, go first round, win Brainerd, and come here and win 2nd round. So that's unbelievable.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, it's just Indicom Electric again. You know, the main sponsor. He's here today, so this is really big for him. I mean, this is just huge for him and all his guys. My wife's not here, my daughter's not here, but they're watching on TV. So
I hope they're we know they're enjoying it. Good luck in the semis.
Okay, thank you.
Back at the starting line, we're getting ready for a rematch of the finals from just a week ago in Brainerd. Remember, it was Kurt winning that one. Both cars are pre-staged. Well, Stanfield had a staging duel with Warren. Now he's got one going with Kurt.
This one's already gone longer.
Well, Stanfield said he was not going to pull in first against Warren. He didn't. Rick Stewart's asking for the chair. There it is. He'll sit it out. Now the question is, with all this extra heat building up in the motor, here we go. They're moving in. Slight advantage, Stanfield. Win light, Kurt Johnson, 6.85 seconds. And for the 7th race in a row, KJ is going to the semifinals. Look out, boys. This guy is really serious about challenging for this championship.
Greg Stanfield was able to get the pole shot advantage over Kurt's dad, Warren, but Kurt Johnson's been much more steady this year. Great reaction time by both drivers. Greg had about 0.4 of a second advantage off the starting line, but there's a difference at the finish line.
And as we get ready for the next matchup, let's check in quickly with Gary.
Let me flip the right switches here, Arnie, and grab this temperature gun, and we'll just get a quick shot in here and just find out what it's reading in the cockpit. 112 degrees. Oh, it's cooling down. 115.
Man, I had the AC on.
Piece of cake. You had the AC on. It was working good for you. It didn't lose too much power, huh?
No. We're on the conservative side, you know. Had a great run up there. Some of these drivers, they get a little confused and they just don't know when to go in and stage, and it's actually pretty fun.
That was about a 35-second meltdown before they finally got going. And when you talk about meltdowns today, Dave, you're talking about the real deal. We're all melting.
How much melting are we doing? Let's find out from 15-year professional drag racer Tommy Johnson Jr. Is it the hottest ever?
Yeah, I mean, 15 years of driving a professional car, and it's probably the hottest race I've ever had to endure. It's tough. It's really tough this weekend. Not only on me, but the guys, too.
I have to ask you about this year compared to a year ago. How much better is it for you? You've been flying solo underneath the radar, but yet you're enjoying almost a career year.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, the whole guys, I mean, it's the same core group of guys here. Mike Green and Johnny West, Phil Schuer, and all my guys on the Skull Racing team. They're the same guys. It's the same car. But it gives me a lot of confidence going up there this year and knowing that you got a real good race car.
All right, thanks, guys. Here we go with the teammates. Greg Anderson, left lane. Jason Line in the right lane. And it was Jason off first. Jason has been struggling on the tree. Greg drives around him. 6.80 to a 684. Greg gave up about 400s at the starting line.
Boy, thank goodness he ran that 680. Just a great run in these kind of conditions, and he needed every bit of it. Jason, like you said, been struggling off the starting line, but boy, he hit the tree good on that run. 0.27 reaction time to Greg's 0.66. You saw Jason just get a little bit sideways, probably had a little bit too much wheel spin off the starting line, and that cost him.
680, a low for eliminations. You ride on board one more time.
You saw Jason just make a move right over towards Greg, start spinning the tires, and that was the difference.
There are the incrementals, 52 ten-thousandths of a second. That might be in the running for the Motel 6, who got the light award. And as we get ready for our last pair of Ricky Smith and Jake Coughlin, who'll be Jake in the right lane, Ricky in the left lane. Here's our schedule in 2 weeks at the Big Go. The 51st Mac Tools U.S. Nationals on ESPN2, ESPN2 HD. There's an awful lot of times there, and we said it before. Get a pen and try and jot them down as quickly as you can. We'll keep them up there as long as we possibly can. But all you got to do is get all the information. You can get all the schedules, everything on ESPN.com. That's all you need to know. Just remember, we got 11 hours of coverage coming to you from Indianapolis. Capital Motorsports, you're on board with Jake Coughlin.
Jake Coughlin in the first round just really missed on the setup, just basically blew the tires off, to use his words, which means he just had excessive tire spin. Ricky Smith's been looking awfully good all weekend.
Slight advantage, Jake, but then he's out of it. Too much spin. Something looked like it fell off the car. And Ricky's going to his first semifinal of 05 as he runs through at 6.84 seconds. And I have no idea what. That is definitely something from Jake's car.
I can't tell what that is.
So Jake makes the run on through. Let's take a look. Oh, right there.
Part of the headers, looks like. Almost like part of the headers come up.
Several pieces, and watch them.
They drove right over it.
Yeah, they'll shoot out the back from the tires. Lucky somebody didn't get hit. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's hard to say. But
Is that the header pipe?
Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say that's what it was. You can see it looked like it smashed it from going underneath the header, or underneath the tire.
Well, whatever it is, don't touch it. It's got to be hot, and it's probably hotter than the air temperature, but not by much. Here are the matchups. Kurt Johnson's got the lane choice over Dave Howard and Greg Anderson. Boy, could we have another showdown between 1 and 2? We'll talk to Greg Anderson when we come back. We've got to take a commercial break. It'll be time for the two-wheel version of Pro Stock, the motorcycle. Ready now. One more with Jed Coughlin and the header pipe. It apparently just came off the car. Let's go on board. Whoa. Got a little filing in there. All right, let's take a look at the Pro Stock Motorcycle ladder presented by Lucas Oil. The lane choice goes to Andrew Hines, Mac Cadera, GT Tonga, Angel Sampei. Of the 8 left, 5 are V-twins. 3 Suzuki's. 007 for Cadera. But Chris Rivas drives around him. 7.26 the elapsed time at 175 miles an hour. Let's put a period on Pro Stock and check in with Gary.
Let's talk to the old seasoned professional here, the defending series champion from 2004, and really found your way, doing such a great job. How do you deal with this kind of heat? What kind of impact can it have on performance?
It's absolutely brutal, and it has a tremendous impact on performance, but I think it has more of an impact on the performance of the drivers. It is absolutely brutal in them cars. The sweat pouring in your eyes, and it's a battle of survival today. There's no doubt about that, but also at the same time, it's a He-Man challenge for the crew guys, and looks like with that run there, right there, my guy's got the upper hand right now. Pretty proud of him right now.
How tough is visibility when it's dripping in your eyes and you can't really get to it?
That's exactly what it is. You got sweat pouring in your eyes, and they just burn. They burn. You're squinting, and you're trying to see all you can. And sometimes it's almost just a blur. And sometimes it takes a little luck and somebody telling you it's time to go.
Good stuff.
Thanks, Gary.
So as we get back trackside, we get ready for GT Tonglin and Michael Phillips, and Phillips goes red. Michael's 4th foul this year. GT runs it through at 7.26 seconds, so he is into the semifinals. So the points leader keeps pace. And back in the pit area, Gary Scelzi is watching. And Gary, take us through. I mean, it was a great race between you and Ron Capps.
Well, it was. I'm just looking at the video now that we film. I'm actually not watching ESPN2, but looking at the thing, I'm just watching. You know, I took a little bit of a chunk because I had to do something. Capps has been killer on the tree. And the bulbs are actually going out at exactly the same time per frame. I'm hitting it per, I don't know how many per frames this camera does, but it does a heck of a job. And, you know, we just got outran. And hey, more power to Capps and the Brew team. We're sharing information. We're racing together. And, you know, if he goes around me and gets in the lead, it's a Schumacher team doing that. And that's what we're here for. Team deal just like Force.
Well, and this definitely doesn't take you out of the championship hunt. I mean, this thing is still going to go down a lot more races.
There's a lot more milk and magnesia and ulcer medicine that we're all going to be taking here coming on. And you know what? We're going to get the heck out of this hot mess we're in right now. We're going to head to Indy tonight, my signature motorhome.
All right, we'll see you.
Okay, guys, thanks.
All right, we get ready for Angel Sampei in the left lane, Sean Gann in the right lane, and Sean drills the tree. And it's going to cost Angel in a huge hole shot. Sean, 7.36 to a 7.28. For Gann, he takes the win light. Third reaction time loss for Angel this year, and that's going to hurt her in the championship chase. She was 15-2 over Gann coming into this race, make it now 15-3.
Team owner Don Schumacher is going to be beside himself. Both his riders losing on hole shots. Antron in the first round, Angel in the second round had a 1:18 reaction time. That is just dead late for a motorcycle. She just had the horsepower, but not quite enough to be able to run down Sean Gann. Tough break.
Sean goes to his first semifinal of the year. Let's check in with Dave Reef.
Well, Marty, about the only guy not sweating profusely is Tony Schumacher. In fact, he's one of the very few drivers out here signing autographs for all the fans today. Tony, with a few drops of sweat on your brow, how do you stay in such good shape? I know the answer, but the fans don't.
Well, you know, I think most of the drivers out here in some way, shape, or form do some kind of athletic activities. I play hockey. It's very hard, you know. I mean, I sweat more in hockey. It's my sport. It's just something that I go out there and it makes me work real hard. It keeps my stomach muscles in shape. And driving a race car requires all of that hand-eye coordination. I come out here and it's extremely hot. And I know all the drivers are feeling it, including myself. But I think the guys that stay in shape probably feel a whole lot better.
And as you guys finish up, Andrew Hines finishes the round with a win, 7.22 seconds to a very good 7:23 by Ryan Schnitz. The margin of victory, 51 ten-thousandth of a second. What this means is you take a look at the stripe. Both of the Harleys, they're 1 and 2 in the points. Guess who else is in the semifinals? No other bike in the top 10. So that means the V-Rod, the Screaming Eagle team, could really open up the gap. Take a look at the GT as he makes his way back towards the pit area. We get ready to show you the semifinal matchups. It will be lane choice to Andrew Hines over Chris Rivas in one of the Pro Stock Motorcycle semis. And his teammate GT Tonglet has lane choice over Sean Gann. Top Fuel returns, and it'll be semifinals. And Corey Mack would like to add another medal to the shelf. And Tony Schumacher wants to get into the points lead. Stay with us. We're back here at Memphis, and, well, is that Snoopy or the Red Baron flying up there in the skies here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals? Nice-looking biplane. As we get ready for semifinal action in Top Fuel, let's get you caught up just in case you're tuning in. Round number 1, the biggest surprise, Doug Coletto over on the far side of your screen gets taken down by Melanie Troxel. That opens the door in the championship chase. Guess what? Larry Dixon and Tony Schumacher step through it. Let's move to round number 2. Over in the right lane, Dixon takes care of Melanie Troxel, and then Tony Schumacher comes to the line and eliminates Morgan Lucas from competition in a race that was so close. Both of them ran 4:8:06. Take a look at the matchups. You've got Schumacher and Fuller with the lane choice here in the semifinals. Top Fuel letter. Now, this track has not always been kind to Tony Schumacher. Let's take you back to 2000, one of the most frightening moments. Tony's over in the right lane, and this is what happens.
This was huge. The wing came loose and just basically drove the car right into the wall. Car comes apart. Scary, scary moment. Luckily, they escaped with minor injuries.
That tree was removed soon after. Now, look, we thought Larry Dixon was in trouble in this one, and then this is what happened to Tony as he flew past the finish line.
A situation where the car broke in half in front of the driver compartment, unlike what we saw in Seattle where it broke behind the driver compartment.
Came back to win that race in 2003, and now Tony Schumacher has a chance to literally narrow the points chase down to 4. And he does it. 4.67 seconds. That is the quickest run of eliminations. 308 miles an hour. The sun beginning to set, and we're starting to see the performance numbers come back. So for Tony Schumacher, he is going to his 50th final of his career, 6th this year, and more importantly, the points lead is down to just 4.
I tell you, give this to Alan Johnson. He is reading the racetrack perfectly to be able to run this kind of run. I mean, basically, to run this kind of number, it's 264 miles per hour at the 8th, so you know the middle of the track is starting to come around.
Tony has now beaten Corey the last 8 times that they have met head-to-head. As we get ready for the next pair, it is Rod Fuller and Larry Dixon. Dixon has to win to keep pace with Schumacher. Rod Fuller wants to go to another semifinal. Check in at the far end, Gary.
Tony Schumacher, we were just talking about Alan Johnson. Everybody knows that he works his magic, his wizardry. How much confidence do you have in the man who tunes this machine?
Just a ton. You know, and you got to look at it over the whole span of the 23 Powerade races, man. It's not just one race, but overall, he's the king of the hill. You know, he's bad to the bone. If I didn't mess up a couple early on, we'd be doing real well right now. We're still doing good. I mean, we're second in points. We're 4 points behind Coletto now. We got a long way to go. But for the United States Army, we expect better. We expect perfection, man. These guys that work on the car are good, and without a couple mistakes, like I said, we'd be in the lead. So Alan Johnson, if he can do his job like he does every time, and I can pull mine off, we're gonna have another trophy here.
4 out of the lead, and as they go to the finals, wouldn't be surprised they go even a little bit faster, guys.
All right, thanks, Gary. Just a quick moment to tell you about next Sunday afternoon. ESPN's coverage of the IndyCar Series continues. The Argent Mortgage Grand Prix, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific time. Join Todd Harris and Scott Goodyear for more. Just log on to ESPN.com. As we get ready for for Larry Dixon. Dixon looking to go to his seventh final in his career, 6 in a row here at Memphis.
You see Hot Rod Fuller here. He stays kind of towards the inside of that lane because that's where the good rubber is on the starting line. As that car goes down the track, he's going to want to move it over just a little bit to keep it in the middle of the groove. It's going to be very important when the sun, when it basically, the track conditions are the way they are.
Career.
What a great job by that team. Lee Beard, Rob Flynn, Hot Rod Fuller doing the job on the starting line, doing the job getting it down the racetrack. Nice pass in these conditions. Larry Dixon was right there until that cylinder went out just past half track, or right around half track, and that allowed Hot Rod to pull away. Right there, a cylinder goes out on Larry's car. You saw a couple go out on Hot Rod's car, but a little bit farther down track, and gets him into the final round.
So, lane choice will go to Tony Schumacher, and he can take the points lead here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. Here at Memphis Motorsports Park at the 18th running of this O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. Let's check in quickly with Dave Reef.
Down with Lee Beard, got Hot Rod Fuller in a final and only their second race. Lee, we're through the critical part of the day. Now can you guys go back and use some of that information from qualifying?
Yeah, I think we can. Both those runs were in the nighttime, so that data will apply to what we're going to have here in the final.
Was there much more out there than what you put on the racetrack?
Well, I'm surprised that it's hanging on as good as it is, as hot and slippery as the track has been. But, in the final round, it's anybody game. That's an awfully tough team, that Army car. But don't underestimate this David Powers Valvoline car.
Remember, Marty, we had a car go 337 last week. That was only the 9th 300-mile-per-hour pass this weekend.
What a difference from Brainerd to Memphis. Temperature about 30 degrees warmer. And it's shown in the performance. Here we go with Tommy Johnson Jr. in the left lane. Ron Capps in the right lane. Another great drag race, and look at Capps, the first to dip into the 4-second range in Funny Car today. A 498 to a 501, and Capps takes the win.
How about Ed the Ace McCullough? He's really had a handle on this car the last 2 races. Ron Capps doing his job. Both drivers excellent off the starting line. 062 to an 064 for Ron Capps. Neither car owner can complain about that. Just that Ed McCullough had a little bit more tune-up in the car for this run. 498, that's what you would expect, because remember, the funny cars, or the top field dragsters, usually run about 0.3 of a second better. So a 67, you should be able to run about a 97. So, I mean, that's probably what they're tuning it for. And that's the advantage of running behind the dragsters for the funny cars. They kind of gives you a little bit more data to tune by.
Capps going to his 5th final, and he's jumped into 2nd place in the points. Let's get you caught up just in case you're tuning in. Take you back to round number 2, because this is where things really start to shake out. Ron Capps took care of business with his teammate Gary Scelzi. Scelzi was 2nd in the points. John Force was 3rd in the points, but his protege Robert Hight put him on the trailer. And now with Capps' win, he has leapfrogged both Force and Gary Scelzi. Who will he face in the final? Will it be points leader Robert Hight, or will it be Eric Bedlin, who is 5th in the championship chase? Let's check in again with Dave Reef.
Well, Marty, you just mentioned Ron Capps was the first funny car to deck up into the 4-second range this weekend. We just gave you the stat on Top Fuel. Not many 300-mile-per-hour passes. How many do you suppose there have been in the floppers so far this weekend? Marty, take a stab.
Well, you told me ahead of time, so that would not be fair. Go ahead, lay it out for him.
Not one 300-mile-per-hour pass so far in eliminations, but with the quality of cars that are on the line right now, plus the final coming up, we're probably going to have one by day 10.
There you see Robert's numbers, his round record. Robert looking to go to his 5th final this year. Eric looking to go to his 4th. Team Force guaranteed of at least 1 car here in the final round.
Both drivers still are basically rookies. Robert definitely is his first year. And Eric, for all intents and purposes, I mean, it's his 2nd year, but that's not a lot of seat time in one of these funny cars when you figure it's only 4.5, 4 3/4 seconds per run to 5 seconds. They're both doing a great job.
And guess what? Eric Medlin is going to the finals again. Our winner last week at Brainerd has taken out the points leader, opening the door for Ron Capps and also Eric Medlin, because he chops off another 20 points on the lead.
Well, Marty, we still haven't got our first 300-mile-per-hour run today in Fuel Funny Car, but we did get a great side-by-side race. Both drivers left the line, starting line together. Neither had great reaction times, but both of them got down the racetrack. You see Eric, boy, he was sliding around a little bit when he made that transition from half track from the concrete to the asphalt, but did a good job hanging on to get the win.
Eric in his 3rd final in the last 4 races. That car is getting bad. We got to take a break. Stay with us. Back here as you're on board with Kurt Johnson. That means it's time for the Factory Hot Rods and Pro Stock semifinals here at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. Let's get you caught up on what happened. Take you back to the first round when Warren Johnson, for the 4th race in a row, 2nd in a row by Greg Stanfield, got hole-shotted out of here. And it cost him dearly because he dropped from 2nd to 3rd in the championship chase because son Kurt Johnson took care of business in the 2nd round, eliminating the very same Greg Stanfield. And Kurt moves into 2nd place behind Greg Anderson. Greg keeps pace. You're riding on board with him as he takes out teammate Jason Line. So that sets the stage. There you see the margin at the finish stripe. We get ready for KJ in the left lane. Dave Howard looking to go to his 1st ever career final and only his 3rd ever Pro Stock start. Talk about some butterflies. I guess he's got a few. Red light Howard. And Kurt runs it through at 6.81 seconds. It wouldn't have made a bit of difference because Kurt cut an 0.34 light. He would have been going to the finals anyway. KJ going to his 5th final in the last 6 races and the 60th of his Pro Stock career. And let's show you how these guys got to this moment. Our Pro Stock ladder presented by Lucas Oil. You see that Kurt will get the winner between Greg Anderson, who has the lane choice, over Ricky Smith. And let's check in one last time on Put a Period on Funny Car for this semifinal round with Gary Gerald.
Eric, we saw that car in the replay sliding around a lot. Could you feel it? Did you sense it was trying to get away from you?
Oh yeah, it's spinning. It's been spinning all day. It gets past about 700 feet and it just spins on down through the lights. But Uncle Steve says never give up until she's upside down or it's hitting the wall. And I ain't giving up until I cross that finish line, one of the two. Great job to Robert. I don't know what he ran, but sure hate racing your teammates, but it makes it great when you can race his friends.
So he's into another final in Funny Car, and who's going to join the Pro Stock parade? Will it be Greg Anderson over in the left lane, the points leader, or will it be Ricky Smith? Smith looking to go to his 1st final this year, but he hasn't been to a final since 1999 when he won at Houston.
Ricky Smith has never looked better. This car's been making consistently good runs. But I'll tell you, Greg Anderson, that previous round, that 680, in those conditions was an outstanding pass. If he can hit the setup on this run like that, he's going to be awfully tough to beat. But Ricky Smith, you know, Richard Maskins, they've really had a good handle on that race car. And I'll tell you, it's not going to be easy for Greg.
Ricky has never beaten Greg in 4 prior meetings. Ricky jumps in quickly. Advantage Ricky. But the win light to Greg Anderson. He drives around him. 6.78 seconds the elapsed time. 201 miles an hour. So it's going to be number 1 in the points versus number 2 in the points. And that time of 6:78 is low for eliminations in Pro Stock.
Tricky Ricky earned his nickname there. He tried everything in the book. Went and put the stage lights on real quick to try to throw Greg off. And then he actually revved the engine up before Greg was even staged to try to throw him off. It almost worked because he got a slight advantage off the starting line, but he didn't run the number he needed because Greg Anderson was making a perfect run in that left-hand lane at 6:78 over 201 miles per hour.
As you take a look at the incrementals, you see the margin of victory at the bottom of the screen. Greg goes to his 7th final this year and 53rd of his career. And as we wait for Greg to pop out behind the wheel, it will be lane choice to Greg Anderson. And as we said, it's number 1 and number 2 in the points. Let's go to Gary.
Ricky Smith, he's a handful up there. He's trying every trick in the book, trying to disrupt your concentration. Did he almost succeed?
No, but they don't call him Tricky Ricky for anything, do they? I've seen him for a lot of years, all the years I worked with Warren, and you never know what to expect from him. So you better be ready when you pull to that stage line. But you know what? This Summit Pontiac's pretty bad today, and we're going to have a heck of a final. Good job.
Kurt Johnson joining him. We'll see the both of them coming up here shortly in the finals.
Yeah, off the track, they're good friends, but they won't be in about a few minutes or so when we see them back here. Sean Gann, GT Tonglin, first of our semifinals in Pro Stock Motorcycle. No contest. GT, 7.23 seconds, 183 miles an hour. We are guaranteed of a first-time ever Memphis winner with our 4 semifinalists here. And it is starting to look like it could be an all-Harley affair again. Half of the program has done it.
Watch GT, just a nice pass right down the middle of the racetrack on that Harley. He just powers away from the Suzuki.
And you see the celebration back at the starting line, but they won't be celebrating for long because they got to do it again. Here comes Andrew Hines. He'll be in the left lane. And Chris Rivas has stalled the bike down on the starting line. Dave, you got more?
Oh, Marty, I'm standing 10 feet away from him. He dropped the clutch to start the tire spinning, and for some reason, it didn't want to go. He was able to grab that clutch again very, very quickly, but then he tried it again, and it just absolutely stalled. You can hear the bike is restarted, and I'm telling you, he's going to stage this bike, but probably not have a heck of a lot more right now for the competitor in the other lane.
Andrew just concentrating, waiting for Chris to get there.
Boy, it doesn't sound right, but he's doing the right thing. You might as well go up the stage and hope Andrew makes a mistake.
Yeah, it didn't go 5 inches. It's going to be another all-Harley final. 3rd time in their career, 2nd race in a row, a 7:20 the elapsed time. So numbers 1 and 2 in the points for the Screaming Eagle Vance and Hines team. They are opening up a huge margin. The lead right now, GT Tonglin over 3rd place Antron Brown, is now 89 points. And just that quickly, the complexion of Pro Stock Motorcycle has changed. And it's going to be interesting to see what the comments are from the Suzuki camp. They got a 10-pound weight break this event, but there's no Suzukis anywhere to be found in the finals. Lane choice goes to Andrew up against GT in an all Harley-Davidson final Pro Stock Motorcycle. Dave?
I just pushed the bike back. I stuck my head in really quickly to ask Chris what the problem was. Said it was a short in the ignition. That's what.
Well, that'll do it every time. So they'll go back and try and get ready and reloaded for Indy in 2 weeks. We're going to get reloaded for the finals. We're going to take a commercial break, and oh, does that look good? We can use a little bit of lemonade. Nachos, too. Stay with us. We're coming back. Well, the sun has begun to set. In fact, it's downright getting dark out here, and the temperature's finally dropped as well at the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals at Memphis Motorsports Park. And let's check in with the Castrol startup of the day and find out who had the best reaction time so far. And here it comes. First up, as we take a look in Pro Stock Motorcycle, Matt Cadera with the 60th perfect light in pro competition. Greg Stanfield can't get any better than triple zeros. Stanfield goes 0.22 in round 2 of Pro Stock. Corey Mack has the best in top fuel at 0.33 in the semis. And round 2 of Funny Car, TJ went 0.58. All right, time to hand out the hardware. Who's taking it home? In top fuel, Rod Fuller looking for his first. Tony Schumacher looking to retake the points lead. And in Funny Car, Ron Capps has moved into 2nd in the points championship chase, but number 5 in the points, Eric Medlin, looking to do some serious damage as well. Kurt Johnson, he's now second in the Pro Stock points, but there's the points leader, Greg Anderson, and it's an all-Harley final. Andrew Hines, GT Tonglet, they're guaranteed to win it. And as we roll to the line, it'll be GT Tonglet in the right lane, Andrew Hines in the left lane as we get ready for Pro Stock Motorcycle. Let's quickly check the weather. Woo, what a change.
Hey, the sun is gone and it's down to 88 degrees. Still a lot of moisture in the air, but hey, that track temperature, 110 degrees, that's going to be the key. It's going to be tight out there. They'll be able to run just a little bit harder than before, Marty.
Man, a cold front's moving through. Whoopee. All right, this is going to definitely be another win for the Harleys. It'll be the 7th for the V-Twins this year in Pro Stock Motorcycle. Each of these guys, the 3 times they've met, well, in the first 2, they've split 1 apiece. GT last time. Red light for Tonglet. Guess what? We're going to have a lead change again in Pro Stock Motorcycle. Andrew runs it through at 7.16 seconds. It is the 2nd foul this year for GT Tonglet. And it will be the 5th time in this season that we have a lead change in Pro Stock Motorcycle. Their record is 6 in a season.
GT Tonglet's been talking about working on his reaction time. Unfortunately, got a little bit too quick there and drew the red light.
All right, take a look at the points. Andrew goes up on GT by 15. And look at the gap that they have opened up now in the last 2 races over 3rd. Antron's back to triple digits, and it really drops off to 4th place with Brian Schnitz, 212 behind. Let's send it down to Gary.
Andrew, your second Wally of the year puts you in the #1 spot, but I'm interested in 4 motor swaps this weekend. What was the key? What did you find?
We just have an awesome team. My team works so hard. Everybody out there does not have a clue. Scott Skirman gave me an awesome bike to ride. He just put it together every pass. Everything was perfect. Everything was flawless except for all the engine explosions. The Screaming Eagle Vance Nines team put 2 Harley-Davidson V-Rods in the final. It's just awesome to have the #1, #2 points lead. Ann Peluso, it was her birthday Friday. I told her, I wrote in her birthday card, let's win this race for you. We got it done with both of them. My sister's birthday was on Friday as well. Happy birthday to everybody. And Ryan, you can help me put this on my desk at home.
Good job. Congratulations.
I'm sorry, I'm giggling. Everything was perfect except for 4 engine explosions.
Yeah, just a minor issue there.
Minor detail. All right, let's get ready for the Pro Stock final. Greg Anderson will be in the left lane. Kurt Johnson in the right lane. These guys, so far, this will be the 4th final this year. Greg won back at Columbus. Kurt won at St. Louis. It's the first time ever in 11 finals that Kurt had ever beaten Greg. Greg came back at Sonoma with the win. But KJ's been the hot car.
Great matchup here. Kurt Johnson, #1 qualifier. But since the 2nd round, Greg Anderson has had the performance advantage. But watch for Kurt to try to step up right now.
Advantage KJ. But the win light goes to Greg. 6.80 seconds to a 6.83. And for Greg, he picks up his 5th win of the year and 36th of his career. Let's check in with Dave Reef.
I tell you, it's all about birthdays. Down with Ken Black, the man with a cowboy hat, the man who's getting a top fuel car. But this one's all about Pro Stock. How does it feel to get there once again?
Oh, that's great. This was for my wife. It's her birthday today, and she couldn't be here, so this is for her.
So much attention paid to the long, skinny cars now. Do you still love it over here?
Oh, this is my true home. Like I told you guys last week, real race cars have doors.
All right, let's take another look.
It was a big surprise. Both cars fell off a couple hundreds from the previous round. You would think with the sun gone and a nice tight racetrack they would have picked up. I don't know if there's a situation where they both tried to step up a little bit and maybe got a little too much tire spin. Greg Anderson still gets the win.
Well, Greg and Kurt open up some room over 3rd place Warren Johnson. Jason Line now 201 back, and Dave Conley failing to qualify. Look at how he has slid. I mean, he has just fallen off almost 300 points behind in 5th. Let's go to the far end.
Greg, I guess we can qualify this as now as the stretch run in a championship chase. How significant, in your mind, is this win here in Memphis?
Well, they're all big, Gary, but this one's huge. You know, really, I feel we let one slip away last weekend. We had a fantastic GTO last weekend and broke a transmission. And you got to suck it up, man. When that stuff happens, that's just a bad breaks. You got to go back home, keep your head up, put those Mac tools to work, fix them transmissions, and come back strong. I think we strong this weekend. Can't say enough about my guys. Summit, Pontiac, Mac Tools, thank you so much. Redline Oil, my guys, my crew. I love you guys, honey, the kids. I'll see you in the morning.
And not a birthday greeting to be found, Marty.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Gary.
Yeah, baby.
Yep,
Yeah.
he hoists the trophy another time. The 36 ties him with Angel Sampey on the all-time win list. As we get ready for Funny Car, Eric Medlin, there you see his road to the final. He is in his third final in the last 4 races. Ron Capps has moved into second place in the points championship. It's number 2 now against number 5. And there you see Ron's road to the final.
Eric Medlin has been on fire. I'll tell you, he's just been doing a good job. But right now, Ron Capps, he's just been really good on the light stage. Big advantage over Eric Base coming into this round. He's just been a little bit better off that reaction time. Ed McCullough has been giving him a good race car. So based on the reaction time and their lap time, this is a great matchup.
You know, if you were with us a while back, Ed McCullough has been undergoing chemotherapy treatments, and it is really brings him out. He had another one earlier this week with all this heat. What a way to end it off if he could pull it off right here and get the win. He will not complain about it. It's been a struggle, but he's in the final. Here we go. Not going to happen for Ed because it's Eric Medlin doing it again. 4.91 seconds, 300 miles an hour. Ron goes 498 at 302. And Ace shakes his head, said, almost.
You know, and I'm sitting there talking about Eric's reaction times. He steps up just like he did last week. Had a great light, 0.53, had 500 of a second advantage over Ron Capps and never looked back. Dad, John Medlin, gave him a great tune-up to get this thing right down the track. Eric did his job keeping it in the groove, getting that great reaction time, and getting into the winner's circle.
Eric wins back-to-back races for the first time in his career, picks up win number 3 this year and the 4th of his career. Let's go to Dave.
Down with John Medlin, a class act. You shared a special moment with Ed the Ace McCullough, but this is about you and your son. Can you believe you keep running up these wins?
Man, I'll tell you what, it's beyond our greatest imagination. It's got to be divine intervention. No humans can orchestrate such a thing, but we've got a fantastic crew. Jason Morton, my assistant, does a phenomenal job. Each and every one of these guys have gone the gambit of enduring the heat and the temperature and the adversity today, and they came through winners. They're a championship outfit, and I'm proud to be part of it.
And finally, side by side, 300-mile-per-hour funny car runs, Marty.
That's right. We finally cracked it here in the final. Take a look. After 17 of 23 events, can you believe how tight this is? With the win, Eric Medlin is now only 71 points. That's less than 4 rounds out of first. Tommy Johnson still in the hunt. He's 7 rounds behind. As we get ready for Top Fuel, the final race of a very hot, very long weekend. You can see Eric at the far end of the racetrack just finally climbing out. It will be Tony Schumacher up against Rod Fuller. There is Rod. This is his 3rd final. He has yet to get his first win. It's his first time in the finals with that man right there, Lee Beard. Burnouts are complete. Let's put a period on Funny Car. Gary?
Eric Medlin, suddenly for the first time in your career, you've won back-to-back. You've won 3 events here in the last 4. What have you found? What's been the secret to make this success?
Powerade. We put it in the pipes, we put it in the injector, everything. Everywhere where the Syntec won't fit, we put Powerade. Well, I got everybody laughing, I'll tell you the truth. Just a lot of hard work, Gary. We've been working real hard all year, and right now it's just happening for us, you know. It can come and go just as fast as it comes, it can go. Robert Sky's had a tremendous year so far all year. I'm not going to say they haven't even till the last year, but they're in the points chase right now, and we're trying to get back up there. Man, just a great job on my dad, Jason Morton, Zach Cedra. Man, I can't. Do I got time to name all the guys? It'd take me a half hour.
No, we don't. I'm sorry.
How about nicknames? You got Blue Bear, Guido. We got them all. Which one you want?
All right, let's get to Dave Reed.
Quickly talk about Lee Beard. You know, this is the man who left Don Schumacher Racing earlier this year. And he is very, very talented in his own right. We pay a lot of attention to Alan Johnson, but he just told me that following the Sonoma race, his debut with this driver, they went to Houston. He went through this car from front to back with a fine-tooth comb. He says he has won with this car because of that trip there, and he says he very much has a shot in this final.
Of course, Lee Beard would like nothing better than to win against his former boss. Here we go. Tony's in trouble. And Rod Fuller gets his first win. And we had our second first-time winner this year. Remember back at Topeka, it was David Grubnick. The last time that happened, 1997, when Gary Selsey and Kristen Powell won. Look at the celebration down at the starting line. So Gary, or I should say Tony Schumacher, will remain 4 points behind Doug Coletta as the fireworks go off here at Memphis.
Congratulations.
Let's check in with Dave.
Lee Beard, how special of a moment is this for you?
Well, I just can't really say enough about the whole David Powers Valvoline team. It's the foundation for what's going to be a superb organization that's going to be a future force out here in NHRA drag racing.
Congratulations to you. David Powers, how about your team, Lee Beard? It came together on a very special, very hot weekend.
They were outstanding, really. It's the brain thrust of Lee Beard, Rob Flynn, and our whole crew, Valvoline, that made this thing so fantastic. It's a dream come true.
You gotta love it when you get a first-time winner in the winner's circle.
And look at the celebration up at the far end of the racetrack. Rod Fuller's not very tall, but right now he feels like he's about, maybe the size of the Green Giant. Let's go back, because right when we were talking at the very beginning of Top Fuel, we saw a burnout by Tony, and it really wasn't that strong.
Yeah, watch right here. It just starts to smoke the tires, and then it starts to hook up. I don't know if maybe the throttle stop wasn't set right, but Tony did the right thing. Got out of the throttle and not getting heat in that clutch. I don't think it affected the run, but it didn't help it.
Let's go to Gary.
Rod, I know you've been waiting for this for a long time. The Wally is now in your hands, and this new team with Lee Beard, David Powers, everybody coming together. What is the sensation you're experiencing right now?
10 long, hard years of persistence to get back here. Valvoline sticking with me for all these years, giving me the opportunity. Mac Tools, David Powers Homes, Lee Beard, and Rob Flynn, and most of all, the two women in my life. My mom, it's her birthday today, and my wife, unbelievable. She's not feeling very well this weekend, and she's under the weather. I love you. You're the greatest.
Terrific. Congratulations. Savor that victory. Woo! Party time in Memphis, Marty.
We've got to take one final commercial break. We'll update the Top Fuel points for you when we return here to Memphis Motorsports Park. We'll close out the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals as you get a chance to look at all the celebrations. It's great to be a winner, isn't it? Today's Speed World presentation of the O'Reilly NHRA Mid-South Nationals brought to you by Powerade. Sport is what you make it. And O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices every day. You can see the celebration at the far end of the racetrack. Rod Fuller hugging every member of his crew. And here is the schedule for ESPN2 and ESPN2's HD coverage at the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals. And Dave McClellan will be joining us on Saturday and Sunday, the legendary voice of NHRA Powerade Drag Racing. There are all the times. As we get ready, you can just log on to ESPN.com for more. Let's talk a little bit about the points, because a little revenge for Lee Beard. He denies Tony Schumacher retaking the points lead.
Sweet revenge for Lee Beard. After being let go by Don Schumacher, he comes back and takes out Don Schumacher's #1 car. Tony, in the final round, denies him from taking the points lead.
And Larry Dixon, third by 99. That's going to do it for us. For Mike Dunn, Dave Reef, Gary Gerald, I'm Marty Reed. It's the Shoes Block Party coming up next here on ESPN2. And we'll see you next Sunday at 11:30 a.m. for NHRA Today. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Good night, everybody.